We are live tonight, hanging out on American Zombie. Like, say what's up to everybody. KAI, what's up, brother? He said, surrounded by zombies. It's scary, to be honest. And it is, man. It's just like a zombie movie. That's exactly what it's like. Jailhouse Max, my brother, good to see you, man. Political puppets and their political zombie supporters. 100%, man. 100%. Jose, what's up, brother? He said, heard zombies talking about the news today. Lot of things happening. Yeah, man. I'm not sure. I haven't listened to the news, but I know that zombies just on another level. I figured the thumbnail was fitting. Head zombie in charge to disseminate zombification propaganda, probably in my opinion, to the rest of the zombies. And I had something on Wikipedia that talked about the false or misleading statements by Trump. And we already know the previous zombie that was in office wasn't, I mean, it was frightening. You're talking about Weekend at Bernie's, like somebody propped him up, he just pulled him out the coffin or something like that. And then Kamala, I don't even know what to say about that. I mean, the fact that people, so when you look at the choice between Kamala and Trump, it's like asking somebody if they want to get shot or stabbed, basically. And it's sad that the situation got to a point where of course, yeah, you're going to pick Trump. I'm not saying Kamala is just like, to see what happened with Biden is just horrible. Hundreds of billions of dollars just extorted, basically, in my opinion, from the country, under the disguise of foreign aid. I mean, that is just it's so sad. It's so sad, the fact that people don't even see that, because why? They're zombified. Yeah, man. Calix, good to see you, brother. Cheers. Always a pleasure, man. Yeah, man. The nature of stupidity is the topic, and there is no shortage of that. There's actually a surplus of stupidity throughout the world. I think Frank Zappa said it best. The biggest problem in the world is mental illness, because if people could cure mental illness, then we could fix everything else. The reason things aren't fixed, when we say, yeah, these people are straight asylum level. You got people a straight jacket level that are in politics, in office. And it makes you wonder, what did Carlin, I think, said it. He goes, if you got ignorant people, you're going to have ignorant leaders. And calling them leaders, again, the language, that's where tyranny stems from. Doesn't stem from the sword or the gun. Tyranny stems from language. So ignorant people, you're going to have ignorant leaders, or misleaders, like I say, with the language. Calling somebody a leader when they are non-beneficial to just say the country. I mean, look at Flint, Michigan. When I mentioned that, I had other zombies that was on the stream that try to say, oh, well, just, they can just move and all of that. Just totally ignoring the problem. When you see that type of ignorance, that you have to evade. That's straight 28 days later type of zombie. Just the level of zombieism is on another. I mean, yeah, it's just Plasma Void, good to see you always. Greetings all. Yeah, man, I got the link pinned up here. I didn't pin it, but I threw it in the chat because I'm on StreamYard. I'm not on YouTube. And if anybody wants to hop on, if they got any good zombie stories, Zombies of Society, American Zombie, because what America does seem to infect the whole and zombify the whole world. I mean, you got people jumping ship to come here to be a zombie. And, I don't agree with what's going on in Minnesota with the Somali zombies. The Somali zombies is messed up. But if somebody is actually a leader, He's not going to throw fuel on the fire. And of course, we know that Trump with the Make America Great Again, I think that was a slogan that the Klan used back in the early part of the 1900s. I mean, you can find the pictures online. The Klan lined up by the White House. You think about, you already know why they call it the White House. And this is nothing against people, because there are good people. Like I said, good does not have a color. Bad does not have a color. It's an action. So you had a lot of good people of all colors that knew that that was wrong. And when you see that those pictures of the Klan, that they're carrying American flags, that should have people have, it has that frightening sound like the horror movie. You start to say, holy smokes, what is going on here? But you got some people, especially, how would I put it now, where they're in the part of the house. They're not in the field. They're not on the plantation outdoor, but they got the indoor plantation. They'll say that racism doesn't exist, when racism is a serious problem. I don't harp on that. I don't. I tell people when they try to get hateful, I said, listen, the Amish and other people, the Quakers and certain people, they would put blankets out, quilts on the clotheslines at night. So telling people it was safe to bring people to those places during the times when people were traveling from south to north. So we have many different. Jose said Dana White, not Dina. Oh man, you crazy, bro. Not that guy says these people would make 10,000 excuses for someone else just because that other person agrees with them politically. Yeah, man. There was a guy that I got to try to find the video again. I think it was on YouTube, where he was trolling people that were protesting and out there and supporting Trump. And he asked the guy, he said, look, man, would you eat like a turd to support Trump? And the guy was like what? He goes, like a bowl. And he goes, well, within reason. This dude was literally willing to eat a turd to prove his point about Trump. And it shows me the level, like, what the heck? I mean, I need clips of stuff like that, but I figure let me just do the show. I'll show a few pictures, but I already have it to where I'm kind of paranoid to show, I stay within the guidelines because hopefully everything will be cool. I'm abiding by the thing to be able to keep the knowledge flowing to people, because that's what it's about, to take the avenues that allow me to disseminate knowledge as other people are disseminating zombieism. When the president comes out there, or any of these other people in the cabinet, Congress, lower level politics, and they say something, it makes you, you have to put on, like, you have to put the mental shields up, your BPS, I used to call it, the bullcrap protection shield, because so much stuff will be coming at you. And like when he said about the I think it was what was it, the prices going down, right? Everybody knew the prices weren't going down. The fact that the news let that slide, and we already know the state controlled news under the disguise that it's free, is ridiculous. The fact that he had zombies storming the White House, like in the Caribbean, there's some places that call it the Red House because everybody got red blood, right? As far as we know. Here, I think it was George Clinton from Parliament. He had a thing where he said, let's paint the White House black. Now that's hilarious. And it gets you to wonder. I mean, within reason. Yes, the dude said within reason. I couldn't believe it. And the dude that was filming, he goes, so wait a minute, you're willing to eat, all right, you're not going to eat a whole bowl of turds, but like one turd. And the guy said, yeah, within reason. And I said, wow, this guy, and it was an older guy, kind of like when Brave had came on the stream. And I know Brave is not a, he sees through the Trump thing, but a lot of those other guys that hang with him, I think Red Lobster had made an appearance. He's back under a different name, but Bill is under like doing something like he's trying to get somebody else to pose as him, but people already know what the deal is. These guys crawl out of the crevices to comment on stuff, and they know I'm not going to delete their comments. I'll let people say what they're going to say. As long as you're not making any racial slurs, doxing, or threats, it could rock. I've had people, it's okay to let people disagree. I don't believe in censoring somebody because they say, look, they might call me something, they might have a word that might not be too kind, but hey, if it's something that is not racially motivated or threatening, hey, rock, cool. I think he says something clown or whatever. Hey, great, man, great. That's okay. We already know where he's at. We already know that his entire existence, he's not happy with himself. And if a person's not happy with themselves, that's the beginning. What's that first thing? Know thyself and love thyself. That's the thing that I got with people with religion. It's like, why wouldn't that be the first commandment or the main thing that you take away from these religious books is love yourself. Love yourself, love and respect yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, you cannot love someone else. It's hollow. It's fake at that point. If you don't respect yourself, you can't respect somebody else. And people that disrespect other people, it says without saying that they don't respect themselves. You can't disrespect somebody else if you respect yourself. It's just the truth. It's just what it is. And the more we start to realize this, we see, oh, now this is what the IQ test is. Not that guy said Trump fans are the biggest watchers of granny porn. Yeah. Gaia says, if you can't love yourself now, love your future self as you will become them. It is inevitable. Peace, man. It just, man, and I was on that stream earlier, man, where I saw Vegan Gains there acting a fool. But what else can he act like but a fool? He doesn't respect himself. And I would hope that he would get self-love one day. I don't know, man. A lot of those vegans, they act like, they want to save animals. And there's nothing wrong. I'm not saying nothing against people that have chosen to be vegan or whatever. But I've noticed that a lot of them will act all compassionate for the animals, but then treat people with extreme like prejudice and like judgmental on them, and even to the point of suggesting something that could be violent. I mean, he's been known for that. He's said it on video before. When I went on the stream and he started saying stuff to me because, again, I asked him a simple question about his belief in evolution, and he got mad. He goes, oh, well, it's scientifically proven. And I said, well, could you explain to me how? And that started to trigger the, zombies don't like to think. So if you trigger anything that might make a zombie think, that creates a cognitive dissonance with the zombie virus in the mind. And now they start to get angry. Because remember, thoughts, when you think, are the only thing that can make the zombie virus recede in a person's mind. And this is why when you think and they hear you thinking, they want to eat the thoughts out of your head until you become zombified and don't think at all, or you agree with them. That's why I call them AWM, agree with me zombie, because there's a lot of people that feel that way. And I put it to where any type of belief, shape of the earth, food, what you think is right, politics, religion. Once you see that somebody, if I say, you know what, I agree with you, then everything's going to be all right, right? that's when I know they're an agree with me zombie. It's like, oh, so if I were to agree that politics is real, that what your vote matters, and if they were a Trump supporter and you say, yeah, notice how quick the zombie just it kind of quells the zombie. Like, okay, you're zombified too. All right, you're an idiot too. All right, we're cool then. Agree with me, zombie. Same thing with Biden. See, the Biden zombies and the Kamala zombies, that kind of puzzled me to see somebody in that depth of ignorance to say, okay, you talk about the democratic process. The Democratic or the Republican nominee has to be voted to be nominated. But Kamala, when they saw that Biden literally couldn't really just, I mean, he never could really think, but I mean, it got to a point where it was like, I can't even believe he finished the presidency. Then they just said, you know what, here, push Kamala up there, push Kamala. And the zombies supported that. Think like, however bad you see a Trump zombie is, imagine how zombified somebody has to be to support Kamala. Like it goes Trump, Biden, Kamala. Because Trump zombies, I mean, you're still a zombie. The within reason turd eating dude says everything. But Biden, you have to literally be like Weekend at Bernie's, like pulled right out of a coffin, just to the point where it's almost considered brain dead. And this is my opinion, of course, to stay within guidelines. So that's the zombie, the Trump, the Biden, but then the Kamala, the fact when they put Kamala up and they were like, yeah, Kamala. I said to myself, like, holy smokes, dignity has left the building. And they made signs and they were pushing it and all of this. And I couldn't believe it, man. I couldn't believe it. And then when you look over and you see Trump, it's funny. Oh man, I was reading this thing. They call Trump a serial liar on Wikipedia. That's hilarious, man. And Wikipedia got their own crap. You already know. Wikipedia has, many people have said they discredited. Guy says DNW let noodles hijack the whole show. It's a vegan cult central. Like, yeah, man, it's sad, bro. And DNW, sometimes he's cool. He's like on the fence. He tried to say he's agnostic, but then he's evolution. And I'm like, yeah, he kind of sneaky over there. But no hate. It's just all love. It's like him and Doomer Cougar and the rest of, Jay's actually pretty cool. Jay seems pretty cool. But the rest of them, yeah, very sus, man. Agree with me, zombie. Love it. I've certainly met a few. If you don't agree, yep, exactly. If you agree with them, see, sometimes I want to troll them and just be like, yeah, man. Yeah, I agree. Just to kind of troll them and be like, yeah, watch, like kind of set the premise. Be like, okay, I'm gonna let this guy on. He doesn't know. I'm gonna agree with him. I'm not political. I don't all politics. I don't know of any non-crooked type of politician. In my opinion, I don't, it's like, come on, man, be for real. And just be like, yeah, I agree with that. So, and then see how it quells them. Not that guy says, what do you think about the population decline? I don't, if you can be a little more specific about that with the or population decline of who, Americans or somewhere else in the world or ethnic group, whichever one, I'll comment on it. Definitely. Jose, what's up, man? What's going on?
I'm a bad. How are you, man?
Man,
Doing
zombie, man, Zombieville, bro. The zombies are active, man. the zombies, the zombies are active, bro. They are everywhere. It's really like a zombie movie. It really is. The nature of stupidity, man. Nature of stupidity, bro.
when
Just
you when when you're realizing it too, right? Like as a, I mean, I guess I'm a semi-survivor, right? Because I got my own zombiness about me in certain ways. We all do to some degree, but
yeah,
I mean,
everybody got a little zombie. Yeah, everybody. We're trying to
But
fight the little zombie, you know, and at least we're minimizing our zombiness, you know, to where we're survivors, you know. It's like we're seeing, okay, if you can spot some of the zombie that's in you, you're a survivor because you're saying, look, man, I'm holding this back and the zombies are all around me trying to zombify me, but I'm trying to prevent my own zombie from coming out and then prevent the zombies that are around me from just, you know, because they're totally zombie. You already know.
yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Any
you're right.
yeah, and
Mhm.
any I didn't watch the news, but you mentioned something about the news.
Yeah, yeah, no, I was at work and like the coworkers, they were talking about the stuff that was happening in the news. There's been what was it? There was a shooting. I forgot where. There was two people. These guys were getting all like zombified by the situation because the TV, man, the TV will program people who watch the news when you watch the events and stuff. It
Mhm.
affects and there's something to the whole the magic that happens from the TV, the phones, of how it casts the illusion. You know.
No, I hear you, man. Any and any story in particular?
Like specifically what was happening.
Yeah, in the news. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, the thing with there was a shooting or something. Two people. Um,
Oh yeah, some Islamic thing, right?
I think they said they said that there was a thing going on that they stopped the plot. That there was like actually like a terror plot that they avoided, whatever, for like the holidays or something. And we talked about like previous administration and the situation going on in the country, and you ask yourself like why is it like this is about uh, patrolling borders, man. This is because these people come in when it's easy. Other people are allowing for security to be less controlled.
Hmm.
It's a thin line, right? It's a thin line where you got security being important, but you gotta also like kind of like not look like tyrannical or be you know.
Hmm. No, I hear you, man. Um, Not that guy said the world is having fewer children. Parts of Africa even more effed up. Middle East, a lot of people aren't really. Wow, the entire world. This is making white nationalists go into panic. Holy smokes, man. Reminds me of the girl with all the gifts, totally underrated zombie for yeah, man. That zombie movie was the zombie movies tell us a lot about society, actually. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, the nationalists. Yeah, I heard, there was a documentary about it was about the Pakistan immigrants going to England, inbreeding, marrying first cousins to where 3 out of 5 children would come out of disabled, like mentally. And it's, you look at this, I mean, it's really, and it's not to say nothing that's only harping on the Islamic culture from Pakistan, but it's because we've seen it happen with the Christian cultures throughout the Midwest. I mean, Inbreed City, soft white underbelly showed, what was it, the Whitakers? Man, it's really sad, bro. Really sad. Um, you know, Fathers marrying daughters. A lot of people, I think it's still a law. If you look it up on Google, it should pop up that New Jersey, the state of New Jersey, allows a father to marry a daughter once she's over 18. Why would that law even be in effect? I heard people go to Jersey so they can get married. So fathers can marry. I mean, it's how? Why? Why would that be? Nobody cares. That's another part of the zombie apocalypse. The fact that nobody cares about that law. And nobody, it's like, who wrote that? Who are the people that said, okay, yeah, we're gonna put this in?
This is okay.
Bro, The Hills Have Eyes is not a fictional movie.
Wow.
It's a
Yeah, man.
documentary, bro.
You're
It's
right.
a documentary. I had to look that up and say, wait a minute, you must be crazy, man. You telling me that's a real law? It's almost unbelievable.
And it gets to a point to where, legislature, right? I think that's a very broad way to kind of like say this. It gets to a point where it can be corrupt. It can be good in some regard, right? Because you obviously need like basic things to just be of legal reality. But then when it's uh when it's misused and used to abuse or control like a populace like that's the issue. You know, you have to really be looking at like the what is it the ethical realities of power and the way that it's wielded because it
Mhm.
shouldn't be it should be abusive to others. You know what I mean? And it shouldn't allow for things of like a corrupt nature to then be like, oh, it's legal, so that this is okay. Like that's not the way things like obviously have to work, right? You have to have like the realization that that's just what's
Yeah,
happening around you.
I tell you, you got a lot of these nationalists probably heading to New Jersey right now after I said that.
Oh, snap.
You
What
know,
the
they're like,
hell?
come on, Missy, we driving to New Jersey. We turning
Oh,
we turning 18 in a few years. That it just and
wow.
and it's nothing against anybody in particular. This is just my opinion in stating that we look, a lot of people, it's the pot calling the kettle black all over the planet with this. I think it was Gandhi who was saying something about Western civilization would be a good idea, implying that it doesn't exist. And he was another agent, politician, trying to act like another agent of the British type of thing over there. And I mean, I got family in Britain, so it's like the good Brits understand what's going on. They, a lot of people across the pond. I got a lot of love for them, man. Two of my aunts still over there, was there when I was a kid, and they know that what's happening with the government over there is brutal. What they're doing to the people in Britain is really messed up, man. With the mosque
Yeah,
situation,
I, I'm not kept up. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not kept up. And of course, you got
bro. If
family.
you look at some of the videos, the mayor of London is Muslim. I was shocked when I heard that. I was like, what?
That was the craziest line you
Bro.
said.
And being shocked on that, somebody could say, well, the mayor of New York is Muslim. And I'm like, hey, you know what? It's just, we're just stating the obvious. Nothing against anybody that is Muslim or were born into that religion, whatever. We're just stating the obvious. Do you see a Christian mayor in Pakistan or in Afghanistan? But
Right?
no,
Yeah. Yeah.
they call in London Stan now.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh
give it
yeah.
to him. That's some pretty good comedy, man. London Stan is a good one. But you don't see, and when I point this out, do you see a Christian mayor in Egypt or Lebanon or Jordan or Algeria? No. But you see it in New York City and London. That's insane. That's insane. That's something for people to think about. That guy says birth rates in Latin America, Mexico, Costa. Wow. Wow. You got white nationalists on suicide watch. Holy smoke. This is hilarious, man. This is hilarious. And a friend of mine, I remember he had mentioned it. He came on the show actually. And I remember there was some guys when he had his show. I had called them out years ago, and they ended up being, they call it white nationalists. I said, well, what is that? The new speak for racist? Like, instead of calling somebody saying that, which they openly will say racial stuff. So is nationalist the nice way to say racist? Is a nationalist now or something? I mean, remember, the Nazi party, that stands for nationalist. I don't know if you knew that, but yeah, that's the German Nazis were the German nationalists, basically. And I guess so, you know, if it applies, you know, it
You always
seems.
got like, yeah, I think it just like it comes down to like even then like the racial contexture is still it's not even about that. It's like just that it's a group of people who exhibit pride, right? Like belief. Okay, they're exhibiting pride and belief in an idea of a group superiority, right? That's so right narcissist. That's so egocentrical,
Yeah,
man.
and it comes in all forms because I don't agree with black nationalists. I don't agree with that. I mean, like I said before, good and bad does not have a color. So yeah, continue, man. Just to let people know that
Of course,
we cool with everybody. We cool with everybody.
right? That,
Latin,
that's
all of that.
that's the point. That's the reality of what the point is supposed to be, right? It's like,
Hmm.
look, none of us are better than each other, and we all should be realizing that there's a lot of corruption happening in our world that is harming our world and you know the if you want to call it the human species, right? Longevity.
Hmm. Well, I mean, well, I don't know. What do you mean by that? I just I was doing something. Go ahead.
Okay, so
Repeat
I'm
that.
saying like nobody's better than anybody, right?
Yeah,
And if
yeah, no.
anything, right? And if anything, people need to just, drop their ego and just say, listen, there's a lot of corruption in our world today, right?
Hmm.
People have to realize, like, listen, we all have to like work together to figure these problems out. If not, the, what's going to just continue to happen is what is in power that is corrupted will continue. So what's that quote, right? The quote that I don't know the guy, but it's like in order for evil to prosper or something, good people have to stand by and do nothing, right?
Hmm. 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 I mean, look at the wokeness is on such a different level. Like, what was that? Snow White? They got like some black chick or Latin chick playing Snow White in Disney or something like that. I was like, wait a minute, why would it be called Snow White if you don't have a girl playing that Snow White? Basically, it's self-explanatory. It's like, of course you're gonna have somebody, and you don't want just a regular white chick. You want somebody that's Snow White, basically. That's what Snow White is. And they put this
Hmm.
girl that looks like mulatto or something like that. Nothing wrong with that, but what's she playing Snow White for?
Right?
I
Don't they got? Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
I mean, I
yeah.
didn't watch it, but I saw like there was big beef because she mentioned some stuff. I guess she's like on the left, far left or something like that. But I mean, when you got stuff like that, it's just, I mean, it's bizarro world. You know,
Yeah.
I think it was,
Exactly.
yeah. Mhm.
Exactly. You ask yourself the question like, how is it possible that any of this stuff is just happening the way it is, right? It's because
Mhm.
reality is a world stranger than bizarre world. You know what I mean? It's a
Mhm.
reality is a world even stranger than bizarre world. But you're getting close, like right? Like you're like this is definitely some other stuff, man.
Yeah, man, it is. Sanctuary Truth. What's up, brother? Sanctuary Seeker. Zombie, salute, my bro. Salute, brother. Always a pleasure, man. Always a pleasure. Yeah, man. I think about what's going on in the country and then all countries in general. Man, it is, I don't know what level. It's like the fifth floor on an asylum. That's where they get these politicians from. I wonder. I really wonder. It's like, do they go into the room and say, okay, that person with the straight jacket, clean them up and take them out. We're going to put them in office over here. And when I look at the people that are in office, it really reflects a lot about the zombification of society. And we are the survivors in that sense. Like, Jake had came on saying, I guess on Scribe stream yesterday, um, saying that everybody they tries to talk to is zombified and stuff like that, and it's sort of like it's like you know yeah, man. It just he said they wanted Idris Elba to play. Oh my, yo, this. You know, you gotta be kidding me, bro. You have to be kidding me with that. Ildris Elba or whatever to play double O. Holy smokes, man. And the brother has played some decent roles. I'll give it to him. Like Alien, you know, it was okay. He was in that. Uh American Gangster. Yeah. I haven't watched a lot of his movies. It's not like I don't follow any actor or actress, but I mean, come on, man. 007. I did hear that they were trying to get like a black chick to play 007. I didn't know if it was a joke or not. Um, I don't know if you heard about that, Jose.
No, I don't specifically recall that one, but I'm not surprised because they've been doing this for like so many different franchises, so many IPs, right? Intellectual property that they've been taking, main characters, the descriptions,
You might have
flipping them. Yeah.
memes. Lizzo playing 007, you know? It's like the new 007 with Lizzo. It just and that's a beastly. Oh my goodness, man. I mean, I don't even think, yeah, Kalala. I'm not sure. It's like, with 007, the King and Country and all, because I used to like 007 when I was a kid. I watched Moonraker and all of that. But then you realize I'm watching a cop, cop fantasy type of film, a King and Country and all of that. Again, it's kind of like conditioning. But they get you to want to be, oh, I want to be cool. 007 was cool and all of that. I didn't really connect with him that much because there was just some kind of something that I knew just wasn't right. Especially when they started, I was kind of still in Fantasy Island. I didn't grow up with the Sean Connery 007. I was too young. I grew up with the Roger Moore version of it. And then once they put in those other dudes, I mean Pierce Brosnan, yeah, that's when I was just like, man, this guy's kind of, in my opinion, kind of Fruit City. And hey, to each is his own. This is nothing, this is just my opinion. But yeah, it just wasn't and nothing against Fruit Cities, but it's just to say that's just not the way I flow. I'm just not with it. Um, they had Denzel wanting to play. Oh my goodness, man. Yeah, and I think the Gladiator, they had Denzel, from what I hear, was kissed the dude on the lips or something like that in the last Gladiator one. I didn't watch it, but I heard like they had videos talking about that, and he was I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know if you ever saw 6 Degrees of Separation. I never seen the movie, but I saw the clip with Will Smith and the dude. It was kind of creepy. Yeah, it was kind of creepy. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man, that it had me thinking. Yeah, just let me unhighlight that. Yeah, I had some other stuff on here, and zombie stuff. Like, if a person believes, like, just blank, openly without thinking what a politician says, it says a lot about their level of zombification. Like, there was a dude who was on he was on, I think he was a professor of political science or something like that, and he was saying that Donald Trump, has lied more than any previous president. Nobody even comes a close second. I think it was Edwards. He was saying that. Yeah, he just, and that's crazy because when you think about that, if he's saying, now this is reading in between the lines.
Yes,
This guy
I was gonna.
saying, well, go ahead.
It is the most successful liar in presidential history.
I mean, well, he said and this is our opinion. He said that he no one has a close second, but I'm thinking, okay, reading in between the lines, no one has a close second. So that's saying that other presidents are in line in a specific order of who has lied less than the other. So it's like a line of liars, it seems to be. implying. Stephanie Grissom was saying that, and that was, I think, his White House secretary. And she says his method of lying is kind of like the Hitler method. You just keep repeating something. It doesn't matter what you say, just keep repeating it. I mean, people forget Trump is an actor. Didn't he have a show that he acted on? They put actors in politician roles because politicians are actors, basically. But when you see that, look at Ronald Reagan. Basically, Reagan was an actor. And they put him in what? Governor of California to the presidency. Who else was the governor of California? Another actor.
Wow.
Schwarzenegger. Yeah.
You're right. There's a
Right?
pattern.
Arnold,
So
right?
you I love when you do this. I love when you identify patterns because scientifically, in order for us to start to develop any kind of hypothesis and something right, like to be like solid, we need evidence, and a pattern is evidence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's crazy. Arnold, screw your freedoms, Schwarzenegger, right? Remember when he said that? He said, screw your freedoms, right? It just straight. I mean, you look at that like, why, how, I mean, yeah, Mr. Rex, my brother, good to see you. Yeah, we got the link in there. Here, I'll drop it again just to make sure. I think I got it pasted. Yeah, that's it. Because I'm not on YouTube, I'm on StreamYard. Yeah, Arnold, man. Arnold, yeah, trying to normalize actors as politicians. So it was Reagan, you had Arnold, Jesse Ventura, I think was what, the governor of Minnesota or something like that. Another actor, because WWE and all of that is straight act city. And I think there was another one. Oh well, Trump's an actor from, what was that, The Apprentice or something, or he had that show where he would be firing people. Is it The
Yeah,
Apprentice?
yeah,
Or
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
something
Yeah,
like that. Yeah, I think he
he
had
had,
more than one, right? Like acting show.
yeah, I think he had one where I think yeah, I think he just had that one. That's the most famous one,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, they try to
but
make DeSantis, I think something came out about him, like they were trying to say that he was such a great governor, but I don't know if I got to look it up. Something happened with him recently.
talking about that, dude, I saw him on the news today talking about they're trying to pass a thing here for the regulation of AI.
Mhm. And then who was the previous one? That governor, I forgot his name, Gray or something, or he I think he had a patent for the Zika, a thing for the mosquitoes and stuff like that. I got to look it up again. Um, like Gates had a patent or something. I heard for something like that. Yeah, I'd have to look that up again. So basically, I mean, the stuff that they're working on in the lab is is uh is on like is on a Resident Evil level, basically. Some Resident Evil type of stuff. And again, these zombie movies have a lot to do with society. Black Circle, my brother, always a pleasure, bro. Always a pleasure, man. Always, bro. Black Circle been here since day one, man. 2020. He's OG. OG. Uh, the free dude says he tweeted it's a good time to buy stock, and I got acted on it and got rich. So who said that? I don't know. Did you? Did you get rich on that? The free dude? If you did, we got the donation links in the description just to let you know if you got rich. Appreciate it. Uh, yeah, looking on Wikipedia, I mean, when I look at some of this stuff, I wonder. I mean, you can't write comedy this good. The comedy writes itself when you look at the presidential cabinet, the administrations that come in. I mean, just it's like we had the Clinton show in the 90s, we had the Bush show, then we had the Obama show, then the Trump show, the Biden show, and now the Trump show again. That's basically what it is. I mean, a guy that owns casinos, right? That doesn't he own a casino, Trump Casino or something, or Trump Towers?
Right,
Or,
yeah, I'm sure he has property buildings right in his name,
yeah,
but I think he had that. I don't think he has it still.
I think they denied him a license in Vegas because I think they said something about him not being trustworthy. Like he filed bankruptcy or something.
Wow.
Yeah, it was some. Yeah, I have to look that up. Let me see. Let me see if was Trump denied. I think it's called a gambling license. Gambling license in Vegas.
Pretty
Uh,
funny.
let me see. See, why doesn't the AI come up and say, see, this stuff is so, Trump Plaza, because usually the AI will have something, all right, did or was, you know, was Donald Trump. Yeah, it's not really coming up the way I want it to come up. Okay, so yeah, it's not really coming up. I gotta, if somebody knows about that, if maybe it was just a rumor, but I mean, just the fact that you got somebody giving what $20 billion and then another 20 to Argentina, and you got people over here that actually need, could use help in America. Flint, Michigan. Nobody cares about the water in Flint, Michigan. They got, but they giving $20 billion to Argentina. How can zombies don't care about that? Zombies don't care about that. They're ready to eat turds out of bowls to support Trump. The free dude says Trump tweeted to buy stops and the market went up a lot. It was in April. It's like he gave the peasants a short chance to escape peasantry. Everybody loves Trump, who was into. Wow, wow, that's deep, man. Theater is seen as high culture, while film doesn't yet. Yeah, yeah, man. It's what bread and circuses, man. This is Rome. This is straight. They might as well call him Caesar. They might as well call him Caesar or Pharaoh. I mean, we got a pyramid on the back of the dollar bill. So it's like who's Pharaoh these 4 years, basically. That's what people, the survivors, need to just make these nicknames. It's like the Pharaoh that they put in charge. Yeah, it just wow. So he did the stock thing, but when Martha Stewart does it, she gets 6 months, right? Martha Stewart did it, and they called it insider trading, I think. And yeah, makes you wonder, man. But yeah, Trump, false or misleading statements by Trump, and of course, we're not being impartial. I mean, we're not being part. We're not trying to say no other politician. No, we're not trying to single out Trump. He's the one in office right now. I mean, Biden seemed to be mentally disabled. I don't even. I mean, I can't even believe when they would prop him up to do his speeches. I'm surprised that people didn't see through that, but they play people against each other. Like Chase Hughes is right about that. I give him a lot of credit, man. He said they're playing people against each other.
Yeah,
It, I mean, this
that's
the
what I
yeah
was saying earlier. People need to let go of ego and realize, look, this isn't about anybody being more important than anybody else because of their group and affiliations. It's none of that. There's a powers that be that control and manipulate the things in society and the world for the conditions that they're in, and it's a negative one. You know what I mean?
hmm
People, like you said, like people don't care that there's microplastics in the water, that they're dumping waste into the water, that they're destroying environments.
yeah.
How all that affecting everybody.
No, I hear
It's
you, man.
food, just the
That guy,
food.
yeah. That guy says, "What do you guys think about Fox News inviting former mobsters to voice their opinions on what's going on politically?" What? Fox News invited Sammy the Bull and Michael Franzese. Holy smokes! Did you know about that, Jose?
No, I had no clue. I guess this is something right
This
like
is
recent.
just this is this is clown show level circus, man. Holy smokes! They got Sammy the Bull is like, what did he off? Like over 30 people that they know of? And he ain't doing time. What does that say?
Wow,
What does
that's
that say?
crazy, right? Exactly. That's wow.
Holy smokes, man. He must have did some hits for politicians and that, they're like, no, 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 leave him. The fact that the president can pardon somebody.
Yeah, thank you. I was just about to say, like the pardoning of it's like, oh, there's no bias there. Like
That's
what?
so that's so criminal. The fact that he can pardon somebody that has been convicted, but and then the fact that innocent people, I mean, this is like, yeah, it's a circus show, man. I typed in Biden lies, right? Man, they said there's a pattern of lies, embellishing personal stories, claiming to have been a teen civil rights activist, all type of stuff. Saying his uncle was eaten by cannibals in World War II. This is like this is some science fiction type of stuff. Holy smokes, man. Wow, border security stuff, pardoning Hunter Biden. Yeah, that's really, man. The fact that I mean, the president's son, the former president, when you think about Clinton and his daughter and all of that stuff, Chelsea, and it seemed semi-respectable, even though we know what's up. But then Biden, the dignity just left the building. I mean, the president's son being a crackhead was just another level of Truman Show. And now they try to, I mean, Milana, they try to say Obama's wife was sus. I think Milana's sus, kind of in a way, when you look at them. I mean, look at Marla Maples. And anybody can type in pictures of Marla Maples. Very, very broad shoulders there. And we already know with what were they saying about I think Republicans or somebody, they caught, oh yeah, I think it was the MAGA supporters or something like that. That was they were into the tea corn and stuff like that. I'm trying to think of a way to put it. Uh yeah, tea corn, I guess it's a way to put that. Let me see. Yeah, Fox News, man, sketchy. All the news sketchy. And yeah, it's more than that. Wow. Wow, more than that. Wow. That, man, I can't believe it, man. It's just, well, when people are accepting things like just blatant things that we know are untrue to be said and believed. I mean, what more can we expect? They got some, the Heritage Foundation. The title of that thing is Biden Has Always Been a Liar. Man, some of these things, when you type in and you look at what pops up, is hilarious, man. They say Biden has always been a liar. And we see, this is fair and balanced news right here. The way how we're saying, okay, we're saying some stuff about what the opinion is about Trump. And now we're going to talk about Biden. We can even go into, let me go back a little, Reagan, right? Reagan lies. And, he, wow. This, looking up presidential lies is just crazy. It just hit me now to say, you know what? Let me just try this. The enduring of Ronald Reagan, enduring the lies of Ronald Reagan. He was a dunce. Oh, and a fabric. Oh, they are brutal on him in these times. They call him a dunce and a fabricator. And it's like the dishonesty about the Iran Contra. I think Scribe was saying it's contra, right? Like contradiction. Against or something like that, what it stands for.
Yeah, it's Spanish for that. Yeah.
Yeah, Scribe's really good with that. I think he's listening. I don't know if he's gonna hop on though. I know he did a long show yesterday. Yeah, the Nicaraguan Contras.
Yeah,
Uh,
you guys putting the work in on the show.
yeah,
It's crazy.
he
Yeah.
definitely.
So he
Yeah,
did the other show. He did the other show the other night. You saying?
Yeah. He was on for like 4 hours. I give him a lot of credit, man. That Scribe has been there, man. That brother, we've been working together 5 years, man. It's like a lot of people haven't worked together. I mean, every day. I think we were on for a year straight. He no every Saturday, and he was there every. I mean, we did every Saturday without missing a Saturday. Back when Smash. Uh, wow. So Reagan told investigators he couldn't recall approving the arms shipment. Holy smokes. He said, I don't remember, period. So he just blatantly coming out with that. But we'll let Reagan, we'll chill on him. You know, Reagan passed a while back. Let me see about Carter, right? Carter, Jimmy Carter. I think Jimmy Carter passed too. The phrase Carter lies typically refers to accusations and debates surrounding the former U.S. President Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter campaign promise of absolute honesty. He was actually one of the cooler ones from what some say. Others, you know, there's always some stuff. I think he let a black woman sit at a table when they had like some type of they were talking about something, and a lot of people got mad at him for that because, you know, we already know we're living in I mean, it's straight Bellevue level sanitarium here. So Carter, his reputation for honesty, it's a stark contrast when. So he might be on the lower list of some of these guys. Let's look at Clinton. I'm gonna get to Bush. Don't worry. Clinton lie. You know, it's funny when you type in Clinton lies, it don't pop up like the other ones, even though we know. So the affair, we already know that. Hillary Clinton's popped up. Hillary Clinton's long list of lies. Oh, they are brutal. News and Sentinel. Clinton has lied so many times on so many subjects that she makes husband Bill Clinton, I did not have sexual relations with that woman, look like an honest man. Holy, yo, I love it when people give their opinion on stuff like this. It's hilarious. So they're saying that Hillary makes Bill look honest. Holy smokes, man. Let's type in Bush Senior lies. Ooh, the AI. Bush Senior lies can be interpreted in two ways. George H.W. lying in state after his death. So surrounding, all right, the Contra affair pardons. Oh, so he was pardoning people on the Contra. There was a Jim Mars and a couple had a conspiracy saying that he might have had something in the hand with the ray gun attempt with John Hinckley. Yeah, something like that. Read my lips, no new taxes. So that was one of his. They're saying that's one of his big lies to read. I remember hearing that one time. The 1991 Saddam's incubator babies. Yep, that was another one. So I mean, just the fact that we can type into this beautiful search engine that we have at the tip of our finger. Lord Google, basically. We can ask Lord Google,
The
you
internet
know,
on a monitor, just the internet on a monitor, man.
yeah, this is just straight the square God, the rectangular God,
Void, the void, the whatever you want to, because to look into the crystal ball, right, and to see a different power of a different world, right? But it's all here, like you said, right? Touch of
mhm.
our face. Super spellcaster, man. This is super.
Yeah, this is just straight, yeah, on another level, man. And his son, George Jr. Bush, we know that the apple don't fall too far from the tree. So yeah, the Iraq war justification, that we know, weapons of mass destruction never found. Yeah, that was just brutal, man. Just causing, I think it was over 500,000 people over there, and that's a conservative estimate. Oh wow, they have a book called The Lies of George W. Bush. Holy smokes. Holy smokes, man. This is hilarious, man. Okay, let me see. After Bush was what? Obama. Obama lies. Ah, Barack. What? Barry, right? It's like who? Barry? It's like, oh, you talking about Oh, Barry Centauri or something like that.
Wasn't this
Um,
whole thing the controversy with him, the whole the birth certificate?
mhm. Yeah, him. If you like your
Yep.
health care, you can keep it. But it was the Obamacare, right? The Obama thing. And he says if you like your doctor, you can keep. But then with the Obama thing, the Benghazi attack characters. I mean, the fact that you can just look up presidential lies by name and stuff popping up like crazy is just off the handle, man. It's just, man. Let me see. Lyndon B. Johnson lies. Okay. Lyndon B. Johnson lies about his war record. Man, you can't type in a president that has not lied. Holy smokes. And his downfall, something with the Vietnam. I think there was some type of oh, he was impeached. Get out of here. Senate deliberated and closed. Man, oh, now let me see. This is going to be a good one. Nixon. Nix Rock. Richard Nixon. Wow. Lies, the Watergate scandal. Well, we know that one. We want something a little better than that. What was he accused of? It was the Watergate tapes. He cried. Well, you know what the funny thing about Nixon is? When Nixon came out on the television and said that people were saying he's a crook, and he said, well, he's not a crook. I mean, that was brutal. That because Groucho Marx said it best. He goes, you ask somebody if they, if they're honest and they say they are, they're not. It's like basically the answer is to say sometimes. That's the answer. It's like you're a good person sometimes. Sometimes, because nobody's going to be good all the time. It's not saying that you're a bad person. You can be neutral, but
You just keep it real. At that point, you're just like, look, I'm real. I'm human. Things
yeah,
happen.
exactly. It's like
You know,
it's like, look, man, it can go either way. They try to create these nicknames. What was it? Honest Abe and all of that stuff. George Washington chopping down a cherry tree. I remember that in second grade. Oh, I cannot tell a lie. It's like, what? It's like, come on, man.
the indoctrination
Brainwashing us.
is super brainwashing you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Nixon. Yeah, they were all dirty, man. Bush Senior made the most decisions. Yeah, he did. Yeah, there was definitely. Yeah, it's really sad, man. What happened to Reagan? Yeah, Reagan. It was messed up, man. Yeah, it was messed up. Reagan. You know, Hey, if you, it was. It's like if you're part of the crew. What president? Many U.S. presidents. So, what president was convicted of impeachment? Many U.S. presidents have been subject to the demands for impeachment by groups and individuals. Three presidents in particular, right? Although none were convicted. Andrew Johnson, 1868, Bill Clinton, and Donald Trump twice. Wow, 2019 and 2021. I mean, wow, man, that's crazy. That
I
is
mean, you just
crazy.
you think about the fact that you got the guy who's the president got a mugshot out there. You're just like, what the heck?
Wow. Crazy.
You-
Yeah, this is on another level, man. It's like,
the
holy.
show is so the show is so great that we get thanks to the square god. The fact that it's being broadcasted, all upon us.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous, man. Like the stuff, like the connection to all that. It's ridiculous. When you start to piece it all together, you
Mm-hmm.
realize like wow, they've
Yeah.
done such a great.
Yeah, man. Dan Quayle. I said, let me start checking on the VPs, the vice presidents, and let me see. The potato thing. I mean, I think that was like, you got a vice president that can't basically spell potato. It's like, wow. And when they say Bush was like a C-level student, it's like, if the president, if you could be a C-level student, it tells you president is not about intelligence. It's about subservience, basically. What happened to Dan Quayle? Yeah, Dan Quayle, man. It just that guy was a character, man. Who is didn't George Bush's vice president, who was that again? Cheney, right? Cheney
He
passed.
just recently, yeah, he passed recently, right?
Yeah, he passed recently. I think Rumsfeld passed not too long ago, right? He did too.
I don't know 100%.
Yeah,
I don't
that was the Secretary of State, I think, back then.
perhaps.
Yeah, links to Al Qaeda. Cheney lied about this, saying enhanced interrogation techniques. Wow, staunch defender of that. And the weapons of mass destruction, man. Oh, and he shot somebody in the face. He never issued a formal direct apology to Harry Whittington, the man he accidentally shot during a quail hunt. Instead of taking responsibility by saying, I'm the guy who pulled the trigger and calling it one of the worst days of his life, the guy who got shot in the face apologized to Cheney. So this is, I mean, look at this level. The guy that Cheney shot in the face, the guy who got shot apologized to him and expressed no hard feelings, though the media noticed Cheney's failure to apologize. That is crazy, man. That level of criminality is like, wow. Holy smokes, man. And I remember that. I remember when they were talking about that stuff, man. Holy smokes, man. That like, who was Trump's first vice president was they were saying, I mean, what was his name again?
Marco Rubio?
The guy from the first time. Oh man, I can't believe I don't follow politics at all. It's depressing actually. Oh, what was his name? The first vice president for Trump. Man, I can't believe I can't remember this guy's. Well, that's actually a good thing that I don't remember his name. It's like, who really gives a, who really cares, man?
I can almost remember the face. Right, I can almost remember the face. Right.
They used to say he looks like Race Bannon from Johnny Quest.
Mike Pence, bro.
Mike Pence. Okay, Mike Pence lies. Let's see. Latest false fact. Are they trying to protect him? Not much is coming up. For alleged conspiracy, Mike Pence and John Bolton say America's future lies. Yeah, wow, they're trying to protect him, man. Lord Google is not having it with Mike Pence. Who's the vice president now? Is it some man, that's crazy. It's like, I'm happy not to know stuff like that. It's like, who's the vice president? Well, who gives a crap? It's like, it's all the same stuff. It's just a puppet, another zombie. It's like, which zombie is vice president right now? Right? Yeah. Who's the current vice? It's sad that I got to type that in, but actually it's a good type of sad. Yeah, it's Vance. Okay, so that's who it is. Let's see it. J.D. Vance lies. Okay. Square Lord Google says Haitian migrants in Springfield, Ohio.
The back, by the way.
Huh? What was that?
Mr. X.
Oh, Mr. X. Oh, wow. Hey, man, what's up, Mr. X? I didn't know, man. I was back and forth on Lord Google, man. Good to see you, brother. Always, man. Let me see. Yeah, I was looking up JD Vance when he hopped on. JD Vance gets so much crap for his wife who is Indian. Wow, I didn't know that, man. Wow, I did not know that. So JD Vance is curry. Oh man, dipping in the curry. And he
Seems like
abortion
seems like
stance
uh,
2020. Let me see. Past stance on Donald Trump. Yeah, there's a couple things, but nothing really too juicy on him. Just basic stuff. The saying that they were eating the pets and stuff. Um, yeah, so it's not really. Yeah, it's not as I think Lord Google is catching on, not giving me the real down low on what's going on. Clinton, who is the vice president for Clinton? That's crazy, man. The fact that let me see.
Hey, good to see everybody. Just hopping on here. Good to see everybody, Jose
Good to
and
see
B.
you, man. Yeah,
no
man.
problem. Yeah, you can join us. I'm not gonna be able to stay off probably for too late tonight to continue what you guys. It's always great when you shows yourself, man. MD's been putting in so many shows as of
Mhm.
late. It's awesome, man.
Yeah, man. Always a pleasure, Mr. X. And anything on your mind?
Well,
Um,
you had mentioned about London and the Muslim mayor and everything like that.
mhm.
And I think one equation that we're not leaving one part that we're not leaving in the equation with regards to the West versus other countries like the Arab countries is feminism. Feminism hasn't taken hold of those Islamic states, and that's why it's pretty much run by men. And you don't see, like you said, a Christian becoming the mayor of a city there or a leader of the city in their political arena. But we have become so feminized that this is what leads to destruction in a way.
Wow.
Yeah, I think
Wow.
so. I think
Yeah.
so because it's all inclusive. It just gets to the point where it really becomes weak.
Mm.
And that's not to sound, male chauvinist or anything like that, but this is just reality. I think the Roman Empire experienced the same thing too. They had a increase in feminism, and then that was their downfall eventually.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. You just get these ultra liberal, bring everybody in, love the world, but that's not reality. And then you see the system kind of crumbling a little bit.
Mm. Yeah, and in my opinion, and this is our opinions, it's I could see it soys out society, making it soy
Yeah,
society,
exactly.
basically. Um, yeah, it's really, I mean, when I look at it, also I think even if like without feminism, like when I look at the fact that uh what's going on in a lot of those other countries. Like I think the Bible is banned in Saudi Arabia. Let
Hmm.
me look that up again because I remember seeing it a while back
Hey,
in
you guys have a good
Saudi.
night. I gotta jump off. You guys have a good night.
The Bible is an outright ban, they said, but its public display, distribution, and proselytizing are illegal. Wow,
Wow.
it says a lot, man. While
Yeah.
Muslims converting from Islam face severe penalties, uh, strict control over religious expression in the official Islamic kingdom. I mean, so you can bring it, but I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, I would. North Korea, Afghanistan, Somalia, Iran, and China. Wow,
Hmm.
wow. So they outright ban the Bible, and it just. I wonder if they ban. All right, let's put it. Let's put. Which countries is the Quran banned in? Okay. All right. 10 countries. Which countries ban the Quran? Algeria. That that doesn't. I thought Algeria was. Which countries ban the Quran? I don't. Lebanon. I don't know if this is correct. I mean, Poland makes sense. Portugal, Russia. Hmm. I gotta really kind of because sometimes stuff will come out that just doesn't make sense. I mean, Turkey, United Arab Emirates. It's like I just don't get it, man. What religion is banned in most countries? Jehovah Witness and Baha. Wow. Wow, that's kind of deep. Matter of fact, let me put it as the is the Quran banned in any countries? That might come into
It's a good question. I don't think it is it?
yeah, I don't think it is because stuff came up and it didn't make sense. I mean, how can a Quran be banned in Muslim countries? It just doesn't
Yeah,
make
no, that
sense.
wouldn't make much sense.
Yeah, so yeah, and Google can definitely be wrong. Um, yeah, what's the biggest problem with the Quran? Various pre-existing sources relies upon, because I've heard people, oh, there's only one version. That's proven to be a lie. You
Mhm.
know, it's like
Of
definitely
course.
different versions. Yeah.
I mean, the
Uh,
one saving grace for the West is technology. I think that's what will separate us from what happened in the past. Is our technology. I think that'll play a vital role in
yeah.
stabilizing society.
It's the only thing that holds anything off. I think it was kind of like that movie Planet of the Apes when
Hmm.
Charlton Heston played the ape in the remake, and he's like he showed the gun. He goes, "This is their weapon, technology." It was hilarious,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's funny.
I mean, with
I think
AI going to institute rules and fines, it won't be politically correct. It'll just do what it's programmed to do.
yeah, yeah, I think technology. Technology doesn't make anyone civilized. We just like these countries are barbarians. So it's like
Hmm.
a barbaric technological. It's Planet of the Apes.
Well,
Definitely
the thing
Planet.
is, I have no faith in humanity. I don't, and the history kind of supports that we shouldn't have faith in humanity as doing the right thing. So I think
Mm,
technology is fine, to be honest with you, because you look at the history of the world, it's always been genocides, war, oppression. It hasn't been good.
I think there's something behind the scenes pushing that.
Hmm.
Alexis June, man, thank you for the support, brother. He says, was Lee Harvey Oswald a patsy or in on it? I think he might have been in on it. I really do, man. Thank you for the support, brother. But I think, yeah, thank you for the support,
But he
bro.
was assassinated, right? Right afterwards, he
Uh
was
huh. Yeah.
assassinated. Yeah, I don't
So-
know.
Yeah.
I'm
The
leaning
fact that
towards Patsy, to be honest with you.
yeah. So the fact that he was assassinated could show he was in on it in some extent. Um, Alexis says, was Malcolm X a puppet, MD? We know MLK most likely was. Yeah, man. Yeah. Industry Hoax Reveal has a very good video showing how Malcolm X was what he called secret agent man. And he has a
Mhm.
good video on that. Industry Hoax Revealed. He has excellent videos on exposing Tupac. I don't know if that's going to summon Scribe, but yeah,
It might.
yeah,
Yeah.
he really, really exposed Tupac hard. I mean, showing
For what? What did Tupac
uh,
do?
he was showing how he was a very negative influence on the community, on his own community. And
Hmm.
Scribe is trying to say he wasn't, and I'm like, bro, come on, man. Everybody was calling each other the N word, strictly for my ends, on his album, strictly for my jiggers and stuff like that. It
Hmm.
wasn't cool. And there was a black woman that was on a clip on Industry Hoax uh, Exposed. He showed them trying to ask Tupac, like, yo, our sons are following you, could you not like try to make these things trying to say that the N-word is good? And he was like, "Oh, I wear my pants down. Their daddy wear their pants up, so but they wear their pants like me. They found." And when you look at the arrogance of this guy, it's really
Hmm.
sad. Total
I mean,
puppet.
that's zombification on a whole different level.
Yeah,
The pants
yeah,
down crap. I mean, come on,
full
they did
blown.
that in prison. You were a boy. You were
Yeah,
somebody woman. That's what the
yeah,
pants meant, for crying
yeah,
out loud.
totally. And yeah, MLK was a puppet. Malcolm X, MLK. They had to prevent him, from what I heard, marrying a white woman because he
Mm.
wanted to, from what they said. there's like accounts of him running down hallways naked in hotels, all type of stuff. Like I'm talking some real crazy stuff of what people have said. So this is just hearsay, but I think people can look it up on the internet and find a lot of truth to that. Malcolm X, yeah. Jesse Jackson, yeah. I think that whole movement. They say a black man was telling me that the whole Jesse Jackson, MLK, and all that. He said that was basically Black Lives Matter in the '60s, and I was like, wow. Because I asked him, I said, what about civil rights and stuff? He said, look, there's videos that talk about Rosa Parks. Her husband had a car.
Wow.
Yeah, and that anybody can look this up. That her husband had a car, but also that there was a dark-skinned black lady before her that was refused the seat and all that. Nobody talked about her because she didn't have the right complexion. Because they're not going to find compassion for a dark-skinned woman beyond a certain shade. They used to have that thing called the paper bag rule. If they're darker than a paper bag or someone's darker than it's really messed up. But they were saying that time with the law of, oh, they got to sit in the back, it was kind of, they said a lot of bus drivers didn't enforce that. So, but there was this one bus driver that he would enforce it. And that's the one that they made sure Rosa Parks got on to try to stage the whole thing, to start the marches and stuff like that. Because there were actually black bus companies too. So I have to look this up. We know that the Patterson Car Company had a black bus company called the Greenfield, I think, Bus Company. So Patterson Car Company turned into the Greenfield Bus Company. And this is where a lot of these guys that try to say they built the country, it doesn't come, you know, it's thing. Alexis June, brother, thank you for the support, man. He says, do you think these assassinations of people like Tupac, Malcolm X, JFK assassin, MLK, Epstein are actual assassinations, or do they ship them off somewhere else to live privately? They are reports of Adolf in South America. Absolutely.
I believe that one. I believe that one.
Yeah, absolutely, man. This is so true, Alexis. Thank you for bringing this up, and thank you for the support, man. The Tupac is probably hanging even with Biggie somewhere. I mean, they were actors, you know, and it might summon Scribe. I don't know if he, you know, try to manifest out the genie bottle or something, come on, trying to defend Tupac. But yeah, Tupac was it really seems that they act like they're assassinations, but they're not. And all of the fakings, the stuff that they can do, this technology, I think, has existed decades before, without a doubt, bro. Yeah, thank you, man. Adolf in South America is very, it seems to be more factual, because they said Mengele,
Mengele was there for sure.
Yeah, he was there doing experiments on people in Chile. I think there's videos on YouTube about that, about older, like this lady said she was experimented when she was a kid, and she was like 60 or something, doing an interview on YouTube. So yeah, I would say Adolf. There's a German town, more than one, I think, in Chile, where everybody speaks German. Anybody can look it up on YouTube.
They even had this guy, he went to visit an abandoned area for the Germans. It's all there. They were set up right there. Heavy. There's no conspiracy theory in that. There was German towns in there. It was all Nazis from after World War II.
Wow.
Who migrated there. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that one. That's not conspiracy theory. That's fact.
Wow, man. That is, yeah, man. Epstein, I'm like, yeah, there's no way Epstein offed himself. Definitely. It just, I mean, they definitely hiding him. Epstein is probably still alive. Yeah, man, definitely. Thank you, Alexis, man. Great question. Thank you for the support, bro. That is so true. They are like, they're hiding these people. It's like, oh, you did your part. You helped us out. Okay, cool. Salutes. Sanctuary Seeker salutes, man. MLK's Hamler was a prominent member of the Wow. Yeah, I did hear that. I did hear that too. Yes, I definitely heard that, Sons of God. Alexis says, we didn't defeat Nazis. We just let them take charge. General Patton, 1954.
Mm,
1945. He later said he was joking. There was no way you joke about that. Absolutely, man.
absolutely.
Absolutely. I think clearly that that makes more sense that the Nazis actually won World War II, in my opinion, because when you look at it, all of them came over here basically. I
Yeah,
had both, right?
that's right. They did. Probably with the Project Paperclip, whatever they called it. And I know for the
Operation
rocket
Paperclip.
programs,
But more
even in
than
Plum
that,
Island, the
yeah,
disease center, they had Nazis over there
Plum
working on Lyme
Island,
disease. Hmm.
Plum Island. Yeah, they had the one of the viral specialists,
Yep.
Nazi viral, went to Plum Island. There was a town on eastern Long Island called Yaphank, and it was a whites only town where they relocated a lot of Nazis there.
Hmm.
A lot of them went, I think over 10,000 they say went to South America. So you
Oh
had an
yeah.
influx. When I was in South America, there was a lot of German. They say the Germans built a lot of infrastructure in certain countries, Uruguay, Argentina, Chile. There's a there's Latin Americans in South America that wear armbands with swastikas and stuff. Anybody can look it up. There's groups. I mean, it's crazy. Like JP Hives, I give him so much credit. My brother JP, when he used to come on, he hipped us to a book called Black Nazis. Anybody can look up this book on Amazon, Black Nazis by Veronica Werner. And I think there's a part 2 and a part 3 with pictures and all of that. And we see today, well, I mean, when you see a lot of the guys, super conservative black guys, and you relate it to the book Black Nazis, there's not a big difference there. Who
Hmm.
was it? Officer Tatum, Officer Shuck and Jive Tatum, they call him or something. And they also call him Officer Hatem. I mean, he was straight. I mean, you already see. I mean, they're trying to get views. They won't call out anything wrong when you see crimes on one side, and they'll only focus on crimes on the other side. If people understand what I'm saying. Um,
The Nazis
yeah.
were socialists, though. They were socialists. I mean, they were against gun rights. They took away
Mhm.
Hitler in the 30s, took away the guns.
Yeah,
They were
yeah,
complete socialists, left wing. They were not,
yeah.
conservatism by default. I'm not for conservative or whatever the political agenda. I don't care about either side. But
Mhm.
conservative means smaller government. The Nazis believed in much larger government control. They controlled everything. So
Absolutely, man.
all the means of production, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alexa says, was General Patton trying to tell us something secretive? He said, we fought the wrong enemy as well. Was his death a real death or another fake ship him off somewhere else death? It really seems like it's a ship them off. I mean, they said it was an accident with a Jeep. That really doesn't make sense. And in that time, it was a lot easier to fake something. And that I think we had touched on it. He may have been talking about Russia, because I wasn't exactly sure. I looked it up. It seems like he was talking about the Communist Party, which I think Hitler had flipped on too, because Hitler was Flip City. He
Mhm.
he flipped on Stalin, and that's why he couldn't use, they say, the Trans-Siberian Railroad. So had to go around Africa, with the ships and all of that to get supplies, I think, to Japan. Because the
Mhm.
Japanese, they just went straight samurai going crazy. And actually, the Japanese were going so crazy, they say, on China that this Chinese woman wrote a book called The Rape of Nanking. Now, there might be videos about the rape of Nanking. It is so brutal that they said the Nazis had to go and stop some of the Japanese from going too far. They were like, yo, chill, man. Look, you're going a little crazy. I mean, experiments on people. I mean, all of this is, I think it's lab 757 or something like that. I mean, really, really horrific human experiments from prison on prisoners of war when Japan invaded the mainland of China. It just the stuff in Indonesia, what they said was so brutal. Even though the Dutch had did some brutal stuff there, they said what the damage the Dutch, they said, did in 100 years, Japan did in like less than 10. It was just straight all out assault. They got like, I think like some videos of guys getting beheaded. Like I think they got pictures of people getting beheaded. They said the thing with the Japanese, I forgot what account it was, that if it's 500 Japanese and they're you know, and they're offing them, the last they're gonna fight to the death, and the last 5 are gonna commit harikari, basically. It's like it was basic. I mean, just looking at a kamikaze pilot tells you, like, whoa, you know what I mean? The fact that this guy is getting in the plane, not even trying to, come back. And it just, yeah, it is possible with the JFK, because the Lee Harvey Oswald's death, that definitely, without a doubt. And then the guy that offed him, Ruby, what was his name? Ruby Red or something, or something Ruby. Here, let me look it up. Oswald. I think they made a movie about it too. Jack Leon Ruby. That's who it was. Born Jacob Leon Rubenstein. Wow. Wow, this is deep, man. An American nightclub owner who murdered Lee Harvey Oswald in 1963. Wow. So in other words, yeah, this is like such a big show. This is such a it's so Truman Show. I don't even know the level. Like when the rabbit hole just keeps going deeper and deeper and deeper, showing people like, what's going on. It's just like, holy smokes.
Well, definitely how he got killed was a show. There's no question about it. Some guy's going to go up there, know he's going to get caught, and he's going to shoot him in front of the camera and everything. It was done purposely. I mean, they did it right when he came out of the jail and on the camera.
Yeah.
So.
It was so set up. It was ridiculous, right? It was like, Gaia says, that reminds me of how the Nazis never used the swastika, but the Hakenkreuz. If you can elaborate on this, please. The swastika was a mistranslation done on purpose to incite fear and hatred on Hinduism among Christians. Wow. Thank you, Gaia the Sage. Thank you. See, this is what it's about, man. Sharing the knowledge, man. If Azaroon got any knowledge on this, please let us know.
Doesn't the swastika originate from India? Doesn't it?
Well, they say it doesn't really originate, but it's one of its oldest known thing, because you find it in China and ancient cultures too, but it could go even further back to Sanskrit. Some say it means success from the 4 corners of the earth, stuff like that. There is a few meanings. Lieutenant Trans, my brother, it's been a long time. Lieutenant Trans, man, good to see you, bro. He says, I've seen evidence they had to off JFK because he wanted to shatter the CIA into 1,000 pieces, and he didn't want to go to war with Nam. Funny how LBJ instantly goes to war when JFK is gone.
True.
Yeah, true. Definitely. They could have like quieted him off, put him on the island, because it just the Truman Show level is so it's so advanced that, like, Alexis has a good point. A lot of these people seem to have been like, it seems to be staged. Like the Tupac thing clearly seems staged. And when you look at that, it's because we have more footage, we have more sharing. When we didn't have this back in the JFK and all of that, so it was so easy for them to commit these stage things without anybody knowing. I mean, you got people that still believe in the Apollo stuff. I mean, the fact that not only that, the Apollo and all of this, moon stuff with Neil Armstrong and all of that, you look at the ones with India going to the moon, and China and Russia, and all, I'm like, you gotta be kidding. Israel they crashed the lander into the moon. Like, they're like, look, you know what? We ain't even gonna do the moon landing graphics. We're just gonna say it crashed. India landed something on the moon that looked like it was from a video game.
Yeah, that was a joke.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous when I think about it. It's like, you have to be kidding me, man. It just is crazy, man. If you think that what they did on Epstein Island was bad, I could imagine what they do on, oh, yeah, the offend island, exactly, the off island, exactly. Yeah, it just, off island is probably on such another level. It's crazy.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's probably on such another level. It's just like, man, yeah, just yeah, that stuff. And it seems like there's something like an island like that, in my opinion, that they would put these people to. Yeah, it really does, man. Yeah, it really does seem like something
It's
like that.
definitely a religious aspect to it. It's some type of ceremonial thing going on there.
Yeah,
I think they're, like
definitely.
I said, the Democrats, Republicans are they're probably in the same fraternity or whatever they want to call it. The same, it's the same religion that they do, the same practices.
Hmm.
I mean, the voting is just for show, just for show.
Yeah, yeah, no,
And
it
who knows
clearly.
if they even run anything? They're just there to talk. They're just there to be the speakers. The agenda's already set somewhere else, whatever it is.
Yeah, yeah, clearly. It's just like, yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, the island is hidden from us. It's not only on any maps, it's not on any maps for sure. Maybe some type of
Mm.
technology hides it in the water. They also, yeah, it could be some type of cloaking thing.
Yeah,
Definitely
why can't we
something.
see it on Google Maps? That is a good question.
Yeah, yeah,
It
no,
tells you right there. Google Maps isn't what it seems to be. It's hiding a lot of stuff.
oh,
It's not. Yeah.
definitely not, man. Definitely. Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's at a point where it's like, yeah, yeah, something. Yeah, I think the technology, yeah, hides it somehow. Water, cloaking.
Hmm.
Gaia says the Haken cruise is angled at 45 degrees and have a different name. These slight changes in the narrative makes all the difference. Yeah, man. This is wow, that's some deep stuff, man. That is some really deep stuff. I think this is speak. What's up?
Yo, what up, bro?
Yeah, what's on your mind, man?
Oh, nothing. I was just listening in here. A few things you said. I was a little curious on, like,
Yeah, in my opinion, we keep it within the YouTube guidelines. We don't have any cursing on the stream anymore. We
all
keep it
right,
very, very clean at this point.
all
Um,
right, no worries.
yeah, Lexus says, could it also be another dimension or reality? We know there are different portals and wormholes they have access to. There's so much ancient technology and stuff that it can go into, man. Yeah, it definitely could be to where they could be some type of shifting, dimensional, uh, different different types of reality type of like stuff that we don't even know about, wormhole access. But one thing, when I look back at some of the things in history, and it doesn't really make sense unless they have some type of technology like that where they can jump to different time spaces or something like that, especially with some of the new stuff and the theories they talk about with these the cartoons showing certain things, like saying, wait a minute, how could they have predicted this? How could this have happened? So yeah, it really seems there's so much stuff that it could be. I think it seems that that's a reality plus more, plus even stuff that we still haven't, that we'll probably figure out. But yeah, this is a deep conversation, man, that we've been having on the nature of stupidity, man. Like how people just believe things that they're told. It's really yeah, man. Secret words, man. Like the book I wrote, Secret Words, shows you that words have different meanings in them. Like we see here, president can be respelled into the word is pretend. It's as if English is telling us something within the language, saying, wait a minute, how does that respell? I mean, if it's spelled, like I said before, blue boat or something like that, it doesn't refer to the word president, because you would say, well, president and blue boat are not related. But president and the phrase is pretend. And you start to say, well, wait a minute. A lot of people say the president is a puppet. And if this English is telling us within the language. It's as if there's a language within the language. And that's why I wrote Secret Words, to tell us that there's stuff that is not a coincidence, that you can take the word president with the same exact letters, not adding, not subtracting, and spell the word is pretend. That is not by chance. I color code it on the bottom so people could say, okay, the is from the SI in the middle, and the rest of the letters spell pretend. And that's a simple one. See, that's a simple one. When it gets real, when it gets deep in the book Secret Words, is when you take a phrase like the US presidential election, and you can take every letter and respell the phrase elite hustlers in a deception. Now, this is on a level that is so beyond any type of chance. This is like something within the English language speaking back to us, saying that the language is like alive. It's been constructed in a way. I mean, when I look at this, and this is almost unbelievable, the fact that you can spell the US presidential election and take the same letters, rearrange them, not adding anything, not subtracting anything, and spell the phrase elite hustlers in a deception. Now, it's not spelling something like the farmhouse is white or the barn is red. It's spelling something that is in direct relation to where people would say, you know what, man, that really, they do seem like elite hustlers in a deception. And of course, it can be done both ways. You can write the word, the phrase, elite hustlers in a deception, and take those letters and rearrange them to spell the US presidential election. That's on a phenomenal level right there. Phenomenal level.
That's awesome work, MD. That was awesome work that you did right there.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. That, the book, I put it out in 2023, Secret Words. I also have another one, Spellcaster, Hidden Spells in the English Language. It talks about how, we should be careful and not say words like good morning. There's nothing good about morning. It's a good day, like in German, Guten Tag. In Russia, Dobre Utra, like you have in Czech, it's Dobre Rano, which means like good early, translates to. In Latin languages, Buenos dias is good day. You speak Spanish fluently, Mr. X, is, Buenos dias. Yeah.
Buenos
Bon
tardes,
dia.
buenas noches.
Yeah. Portuguese, bon dia, good day. Bonjour for French, buongiorno for Italian. So it's all good day, good day.
All
Romanian,
Romance languages.
yeah. And those are all Latin based. Romanian is Latin based. Bună dimineața is good day. And so when we look at that, we start to say, wow. I think even with Polish, dzień dobry is good day. So a good early kind of. So there is no good morning. Morning in Spellcaster, it kind of, it's just Brown's boy, good to see you, brother. Always, man. Always. Rekka says, Pekka 11 says, back in 2015 when Trump was new, did you think he was different than others and would drain the swamp? Nah, man. I have never thought a politician was on the up and up. I've never voted. I'm a United States veteran. Since I was 18 years old, I joined the military. And I always knew before I went in that gold does not back the dollar. It's lead and gunpowder. I mean, when I spoke with Vietnam vets who were older than me, and you hear about the reality, you hear about the guys that even when I got out, I met guys that, I mean, they murked entire families. I mean, these guys, how do they assimilate back into society? How do they live with themselves? I mean, I saw a lot of stuff where people were, it was sad, man. Yeah, it was really, really sad when I think about what they went through They said that more people off themselves when they came back than were off over there overseas and now.
Sure. Maybe your
Yeah.
drug habits too, right?
Hey Max, can I ask you a question about all this that you've been
Yeah.
going through here?
Mm-hmm.
Like for instance, like with the morning thing, I'll just try to like keep it more recent since you went through a lot there.
Mm-hmm.
With the morning thing, if this was like a spell or some type of like it contained like some inherent power, wouldn't it be universal? Like,
Universal, like in what way?
yeah,
Like
like
for
it
other
seems like it's
languages?
language dependent, right? So like in Japanese you have asa, that's morning. That's the word for morning. English, it's morning. It sounds like the same way we say mourning as in like grieving, because they both come from the old English words that sound kind of similar, Mernin and Morgan. So they sound like kind of similar. And so we have morning and morning, so like they sound the same, but it would have to be language dependent then, because Spanish morning, the word for morning in Spanish, I'm pretty sure it's like manana or
It's
some
mañana.
yeah, mañana, thank
But
you,
isn't
thank you.
mañana
But
tomorrow?
that's not the same, it's not the
Or
same
mañana
sound,
por
right?
la
So
mañana.
Yeah,
Tomorrow
but
wouldn't
I
this
morning.
thought
If you
have
want
to
to say it
be a
that way.
universal thing? If there
No,
was
it's also
some
in the
like
morning.
inherent or intrinsic
Mañana and tomorrow.
magical properties, it wouldn't be language dependent?
no, I thought tomorrow in Spanish was mañana.
Yeah,
No,
but they
that's
also use it
morning.
in morning too.
Exactly.
So
You know,
wait,
See,
the
so
thing
wait,
about the
are you
Spanish
Spanish
telling
has the
language,
same thing.
one they can have multiple meanings. These
so
Hmm.
wait,
words like
wait. In
quedar.
Spanish, because I know you speak Spanish fluently, Mr. X.
Mhm.
So mañana means tomorrow and it also means morning?
I
Yes,
believe,
sir.
yeah, like you could say mañana por la mañana, which means tomorrow morning.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Wow, that's
Yes,
that's what makes
sir.
Spanish a little tricky because like one word can have multiple meanings. I
No,
mean,
but
it's
Mr. X, that's actually what I'm pointing out, because it's the same thing that happens with morning and morning, but it's just it's morning and tomorrow instead.
Mhm.
But it makes a different sound than we make when we say morning, right? This is just a phonetic coincidence that's going on,
no,
right?
no,
And
there's no coincidence. It like
it
Brown boy.
definitely is, because
No, 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 no.
we just
There's
demonstrated for you that you
no,
can do it with
there's no
mañana in
coincidence. No, no,
Spanish.
there's no such thing as a coincidence. Speakeasy. There's
There
no such thing.
definitely, well, listen, when I talk about a phonetic coincidence, it's actually our fault. It's not
Listen,
like,
Brown's boy.
when I
All right,
say
Brown's boy
coincidence,
here
I'm
says
meaning
it's
it's
not a
because of the way
phonetic
we've
coincidence.
transliterated the
He
language.
says it's not a phonetic coincidence, and he says mañana means another time in referencing tomorrow.
Yeah, but
So
are you disagreeing with Mr. X or something?
I'm showing what Brown's boy is saying right
Well,
here. So
okay, but that's just like, it seems like you're trying to
no, no, it's
deny
not.
that
See,
it's
I mean, you can
okay,
Google it.
let me
morning.
explain this to you. Let me
It
explain it.
is morning, right?
Yeah,
Let
it's
me
morning
explain to
and
you.
tomorrow.
All
Mañana
Right.
right.
por la
That's the
mañana.
whole point.
No, no. Let me explain it to you.
En la
You,
mañana.
you could spell silent with listen. You
Yeah,
could
you can.
spell live with
We know this. We
evil,
know, and you're
right?
telling
Like,
me that that's a coincidence. The fact that listen, right? If you're silent, you can listen. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's relating to the word. It's not like it's saying, oh, a word like the wood, or, you say, well, that doesn't relate to silent, but listen relates to silent. So you start to say, wait a minute, now this is not a coincidence. You see, so morning, if you ever read Spellcaster, which is on Amazon with secret words, so when you look at the fact that people will say they wake in the morning, so now you got another funerary term, wake. What do you do at a wake? You mourn. You wake, right, in the
so you're
morning.
just like, you think entire civilizations have just been like cursing each other daily?
Well, this is the thing. This is why I focus specifically on secret words and Spellcaster on the English language. Now, this can bleed
So
over.
it is language that this is what I asked you at the starting, Max. It is language dependent, then, is what you're saying?
It in some ways, in English, what I'm
Well,
saying
in
is
every way.
no. English is all right. I don't know if you know that English, modern English, isn't even 500 years old.
What's this
It-
have to do with what I'm
all right,
asking?
so that means that it seems to have been constructed in a way that has us casting spells on each other when we say certain things. So, for instance, the morning spell that I put in the book, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have somebody that wakes in the morning, right? Two funerary terms, wake and morning, to do what? To earn, which is another funerary term.
You wake up
Earn.
in the morning.
You earn. Earn. What do you earn? You go to your job, which is the Hebrew.
Well, you skipped a bunch of stuff. You use the
Wait, no, I didn't
washroom, you
skip a
wash
bunch.
your
Wait,
hands, you eat
now, first of all, you're
breakfast.
gonna let me finish because if you don't stay quiet, it ain't gonna be another conversation. So first of all, you're gonna let me.
Oh no.
Okay, goodbye then. If that's the way you want to be, I'm courteous to a point. And I was hesitant about bringing Spurgeezy on because I think it was Mike from remember Pops that from long
Oh
time
yeah, way
ago?
back when, Pops.
Yeah, Mike, and this is amazing that Scribe had hit me to this. I don't know if Scribe's listening if he wants to hop on. That he labeled Spurgeezy as a troll that tries to get people, the channels messed with.
It's probably true. It's probably
And it's
true,
probably true
unfortunately.
because we saw what happened on another channel, and that's why I kept up the shield and everything.
Mhm.
Nobody wants to see him on camera. It's kind of like a Sesame Street thing. One of these things don't belong. We see everybody with their avatar, and somebody comes on with that. You start to say, okay, so, and we know, what? Yeah, a straight turbo troll.
You know how
KAI.
stupid that is? You know how stupid that is? I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but it's just if you're independent, you should be thinking of collaboration. You don't have big bucks backing you up like the mainstream media. So to him to be trolling, he's actually killing his own cause.
Yeah, yeah. Well, again, remember, you're looking at somebody that worships Andrew Wilson, who's another troll. I mean, the dude
Mhm.
married a single mom with 3 kids, and nothing against that, but it's to say you saw how that girl shut him down when he tries to say so many bad things about women, right? If a woman would come on there and say she had 3 kids from 3 different men, he would try to demean that woman. But then
Yes.
when this girl shut him down and said, "What about your wife with baby
Oh, he
daddy?"
got pissed
Oh,
off. I
he
saw
got
that.
pissed. He got shut down so hard. I mean,
Mhm.
that must have like pulled up Spurgeezy's dress when that happened. Lee Gunner, brother, thank you for the support, man. I really appreciate it. He said, AMD, longtime lurker, man. Thank you for the knowledgeable streams. I need some serious help. My daughter is 12 and is obsessed with politics, which is extremely unhealthy with her age. Bro, yeah, man. I definitely, bro, it just that is, I would say that's unhealthy too, man. I appreciate that. He says, she is like this because of her mother. My daughter mentions to me how Trump is attacking transformers and taking rights away from minorities. I told her multiple times to stop talking politics. Absolutely, man.
Mhm.
Politics can affect the child's mind like in serious ways, man.
Absolutely.
There's so
Absolutely.
much things for them to learn. And like how we went over in the beginning of the stream, we went over how the lies of politicians, like we went through the presidents. We showed that Trump, anybody can look it up on Wikipedia, is no one is second to him in lying. So there's no president second. And that's something
Mhm.
that maybe, if she knew that, right, to say, well, wait a minute, okay, Trump is second, there's no one second to Trump um, in lying. And then when we looked into Obama, you can look up Bush Jr., you can look up Clinton, which they say Hillary Clinton lied so much that it makes Bill look like an honest man, which we already know he was just lie city. Bush Sr., Reagan, Carter. You can go back to Nixon,
Reagan
Johnson.
was an actor. He was an actor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all actors. And he says, Lee Gunner says, but my ex-wife continues to poison her with politics and attacks me when I'm not political. She has gone
Mm.
no contact with me, and I just don't know what to do. I need some serious help. I mean, the advice that I would say, and of course, you know, this is for entertainment purposes only for the show, just to say this is my opinion, to stay within YouTube guidelines. To get her back in your custody, I would think that I would say document everything, and it might be a way to present it to the court, to say, look, this is affecting the mentality of my child, to say,
Mhm.
this is serious. And it would have to be put in a way, I would say, where a lawyer can present it, also know which court, which judge, because that definitely matters. So this is like a serious thing. And I'm definitely,
I'd like to comment on that too.
yeah, please do. Please do.
Just to Lee Gunner, I mean, just as an example, I've been actually, as a white male, been accused multiple times of being a Trump supporter. I never mentioned politics. I don't like to discuss politics, so I wasn't even talking politics. But people would say, "Oh, your guy won." It's like, what? You don't know who I voted for. You don't even know if I voted.
Mhm.
And it's just like the zombie machine is real. I think by default, as a male, I don't know your racial background, but you, they just assume you're a Trump supporter without you even mentioning anything about
Yeah.
politics. It doesn't matter. You're placed that label, and that is the zombie control. That is zombie control 101 in your face. You're seeing people controlled by the media, and
Mhm.
it's real, and you can see it in real life. You may hate politics, but just the fact that if you look a certain way, they're going to assume you're a Trump supporter and that you believe everything that Trump says is the absolute truth. His
Yeah.
words are your words, basically.
Mhm. No, I definitely hear it. We got Brown's boy here. What's up, man? First time on? Oh, you
Yeah.
there? Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
Um, first time joining. I like the things that you guys talk about. The only channel I really kind of align with on the internet right now is The Machine Lies, because he's not doing the thing like Speakeasy just did, where it's like an actor thing where he
Mhm.
shows up and he's got to do the thing. But yeah, words is I love the words. Etymology, etymology.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, and I think that words are really important, obviously. Um, and the morning thing, I can understand, to at least be aware of it. No one's sitting here saying like you have to not never say morning again,
Mhm.
but to
Yeah. Well,
to
you
become
know,
aware of.
what I've noticed, one time I walked into a store, and everybody in the store, it was early, like maybe 8, maybe in the early. And you know, I want to say accidentally 8 in the morning, but it's like, what morning? You know, why am I morning? And I noticed when I walked in there, everybody was like not, you know, they were like tired, you know, it was like, good morning, good morning. You know, so I'm saying, what is this good morning? Like we're mourning. Why? Why would it be, why not good day? Good day just, it carries a different energy. Like good day, you know, buenos dia, you know, good day. Or you know, like good early, like the Czechs and other people, Dzień dobry, you know, something like that, like the Polish say.
Mhm.
It has a different thing. But then when you add in the somebody wakes in the morning to earn their living at their job, which Job is the, you know, Hebrew name for persecution, basically, Job being tested, being persecuted. And what do they earn their living during? Not the strong day, during the weekday.
Right.
And then what do they get by the end of that? The weekend. They get weakened,
Yeah.
and they get the weak end of the deal. So when I put that in Spellcaster, which I could see why Spurgeezy, you know, and the thing is, I was careful because, you know, it has been said that he comes on and then he tries to go back and say certain things. And, you know, he's really, I mean, like disingenuous to a point where we're following YouTube guidelines. We're doing everything by the rules, keeping everything cool. And this is why I made sure I kept him at bay. And seeing how he's aligned with other people that are similar like him. And it's nothing bad about him. This is speaking on his behavior. Hopefully he would change. I mean, the guy's got children that he should be raising, because if not, it's going to add to the garbage in the world. If he doesn't take care of them, it'll just be more garbage bags, right?
Some of those.
Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just real quick. I was just gonna say some of those guys, like some of these newer people, man, they're just they're kind of part of these like oath type of groups where like they're basically modern. They're basically very modern people, and they lack looking back at some of the respectful natures of things. They're just nihilistic in their approaches, and the internet doesn't help discourage that.
Yeah. Well, also I said it at the beginning of the stream. A person has to love themselves first for them to love somebody else. He needs to respect himself, because then he's incapable of respecting somebody else. And I've seen a lot of disrespect. I've seen stuff people have, rumors go around. It's funny how this lower part of the YouTube sphere, because nobody's really above, a couple of 100,000 subs, even 1 million subs. Yeah, that's up there, but we're all under the 100,000 range. So when I see like the fact that he carries himself in a disrespectful way, he has children. I mean, look at Andrew Wilson too. He supposedly has that wife with 3 baby fathers. I mean, nothing against her, but that behavior is unbecoming of a woman. It's like, okay, so, and it's, again, this is nothing against her. This is about the behavior. So we're pointing out, we're not saying anything bad about anybody personally, any personal group. We're saying this is about behavior. This is about saying, okay, so you were with one guy and he wasn't the right guy. That happens, right? But then it happened again. So what do they say? You can't make the same mistake twice, because the second time it's a choice. And hopefully he'll go and tell yeah, exactly. KAI, you're totally right. Chaos agents, man. Totally. When I think about that, okay, the second one. And then the third one. Now, Wilson, he has that Fran Dresser thing about him, like that meow, kind of like that Edward G. Robinson type of thing, kind of a nagging voice for a man. So you already know no woman is going to orgasm to that. She's thinking of her first baby daddy. That's the only way for her to get an orgasm, if he can even achieve it with her thinking of that. And again, this is my opinion. So to see what happened on the whatever podcast when that girl shut him down, she shut him down. And now it's the response that says a lot. It's the reaction. And when he started doing some ghetto moves with his hands and his neck, he was chicken necking. He was doing the chicken neck. And I was like, what the heck is going on? And the girl kept her composure. He started attacking her preferences in life and never addressing what she was saying. And she was saying some stuff that was very valid, because she goes, the way he demeans and the way he talks about women is very demeaning. And it is. So imagine what the kids think, because the kids are going to be able to see that stuff. You can't hide everything from them. This is why people with children have to hold themselves even to a higher standard. So for me to hold myself to a high standard, and for these guys with these kids from multiple different parents acting in the manner they do, what is it raising? What is it creating? It's really, it's really tough, man. It's really, the most I could say is, like I say on many streams, people need to learn to love each other more. You know, Spurgeezy should go, if he can find his kids or if he knows where they are, and tell him that he loves them. Tell him that he's going to do something better than being a troll on the internet. Imagine a child or a teenager being asked, "What does your father do?" and have the answer that he's a troll on the internet, or knowing that he's a troll. I mean, that's way worse than children making fun of a child whose mom might be an OnlyFans model or whatever. At least that lady's making money or something, even though it's not, to me, I wouldn't say it's a good thing, but it's better than being a troll. It's
Yeah,
better
because
than, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
because it. I mean, I'm personally, I'm sensing sellout behavior on his part.
Mhm.
Now, I've only seen him join a few different places, and he does basically the same thing. He kind of just like concern trolls and pretends that he knows things, which doesn't make him stand out as anything special in this world. So that's
Yeah.
pretty much all I got on him.
Yeah, and I mean, it's, again, with nothing about him, it's about behavior. It's about us becoming better people. That's why I changed the whole nature of the stream. I'm probably going to put it back to its original name, which was Wisdom Radio, which is wider and it encompasses more. I mean, anybody types in Wisdom Radio with a Z, American Zombie pops up. I mean, American Zombie pops up now, I think, if you type in American Zombie. It didn't always. You had to type in American Zombie Today or American Zombie Channel. But to go back to the original name, which I liked it, you know, and it's more encompassing, and to teach people and to say this is about wisdom. It's Wisdom Radio. It is
Oh, I know why.
What is that?
I just figured out why he didn't like the word idea, because somebody whose career or whatever you want to call it, like is dependent on people being confused in order to get donations, and also like the more lies that are going on, the more lies they can get away with. So I could see why he wouldn't want people to. It's very normal of anybody to look at words and to try to see other meanings, or like the root where it came from, or how it's phonetically similar to other things. Of course, that's like totally normal. So for him to come up and have a problem with it, I'm starting to think it's because that would be direct competition to what he's doing, which is telling lies and documenting lies all day.
Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know he was. You know, I don't really know what he's doing on his stream. And of course, this is your opinion. You know, we stay within YouTube guidelines. He honestly, like, one of my when I used to do YouTube years ago, people would come to the show because they were losing clout or something, or they were trying to expand his audience, or like he has been accused of, is trying to, in a way, try to sabotage, be a saboteur, to maybe say something that a person would have to delete out or beep out. And this is why, you know, I said, let me play it a little safe. When I saw that basically he had no content, where he would watch Andrew Wilson and just like try to sit there and fanboy cheerleader kind of with the pom-poms, it kind of showed me, like, you know, where's the content? And really, content is king. This is why Scribe and I was talking about it. I said, look, we don't need other people to come on. I said, we got a crew of really cool people. Mr. X is a co-host. I'm a host. Scribe is a co-host. Jose comes on every now and then. You know, Jake is a cool guy, but I've been trying to, like, let him know, bro, this ain't the old days. You can't come on here and, like, you know, you got to be careful. Don't attack somebody else. You know, keep it cool. You know, we want to build rapport with people.
Right.
And it's been actually getting better. It's been actually getting. I'm glad you like it, man.
Yeah. I've been noticing that there are groups of people that are covertly teaming together, and then on screen they'll pretend that they're not actually together, and they'll kind of insult each other, but it's really a promotion of the other person. It's really down low stuff that they're doing. Yeah. Uh, so
Yeah, but for
so
what
I'm not.
gain? That's what I'm wondering. What gain do they get out of it?
The whole thing is it is so the antithesis to what they're doing is true communication. So like they can send one person, two people, three people, and basically they'll start having LARP conversations on other people's panels to start plant drama, to sow doubt into the host's mind, and to concern troll them, separate them from their audience.
Yeah, I'm not
And
doubting what you're saying is true at all, but it's just like it's so stupid because there's no financial gain to this.
but
How is that making your life better?
it's a way to police um, and kind of control conversations. So,
Mm.
I wouldn't have personally thought to do that, if, but I did notice it happening a lot. And I started thinking, like, oh my gosh, are these people coordinating? Like, they can't be this stupid every time, every day, and never say anything positive. But,
Shows you the power of the zombie machine because they're
yeah,
controlled. They're controlled because they're not doing it for any financial gain, but the people at the top, they know how to control. That is an example of a zombie shooting down knowledge and everything like that. Just not keeping a closed mind, and I don't know, independent platforms. It's just that's what we're here for, is to have an underground type conversation that you can't get anywhere else. That's the whole purpose of this.
yeah, he would have liked if he could have drawn somebody on the panel into an argument.
Oh
Like
yeah.
that's basically the whole thing he was trying to do.
Well, we're not going to get baited into that. We can have a conversation. Like I tell people when they want to debate, I said, let's just have a conversation, man. Debate comes from the word debaucher, to beat each other up. We're not trying to do that. We're trying to build. So we're building
Yes.
with conversations. And it's up to me. I mean, Mr. X and I, we're both Generation X. A Patterson, we have a crew of us. Everybody in the chat is always cool. So people envy that. They're jealous. Jealous, okay, they want to get something like that, fine. Envy's worse. Most people don't know the difference between jealousy and envy. Envy and jealousy's like, hey, you know what? He's got a nice girlfriend. I would like to get a girlfriend like that. Or maybe he's jealous, somebody has a nice car or something, they want to get a nice car too. So it allows the person to keep their nice car and they try to get it, which it's still not good, but it's not as bad as envy. Envy saying he's number one. Well, I want to be number one. So if I'm number one, he can't be number one because you can only have one number one. So it's saying that you want what they have. So now you're not happy with just being a champion or something. You have to take that person's thing. You don't want a nice girlfriend like that. You want theirs. So in other words, it takes away from the person. This is why envy is so dangerous. It falls in there with greed and lust and pride. And pride is fed all over the place. And Spurgeezy, he tries to bait people into stuff. It's sad because these are the people that try to profess Christianity, walk around with a cross high and all of that. But there's some of the most hypocritical behavior that I see. It's like many other religions too. You see people, and again, there's good Christians that live righteously. I just don't think it's them. In my opinion, I don't think it's them from their actions, just using their own words from their own
Right. Check this out. If he was pretending to be Christian, he would be able to, one, dupe people and maybe get money out of them, and two, he wouldn't be really into absorbing any of the criticism from anybody because he's really playing he's playing the audience. So it's a big joke, and he believes that other people are the end of the butt of the joke, just because he wants. If somebody wanted to pretend that they were a religion, this is what they could do.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's what could be happening. It's very possible. I mean, when I see the crew, I mean, just seeing somebody who's cool with Wilson and just worshiping the guy to that point. You're not supposed to worship any man. Is really messed up. Again, from most of their own holy books that people would quote from is, what is it? Ye shall know them by their fruit. So you know somebody by what they produce, by their actions, basically. And if they can't come on and have a cool conversation, which we were having such a cool conversation, just the way you've come on here and is having a cool conversation with us, that we see the vibe right here. We're cool, we're chilling, we're having a conversation. With him is more confrontational. And, he didn't give enough time for me to be like, yes, it's a very good thing that I would like to investigate with the word mañana and stuff like that. But the English one, being that I wrote Spellcaster, I wrote Secret Words. I'm working on the Human Origins book. And that book, I should be editing it now, but I make sure I make time for the audience. People know I'm here to help people. I allow people to participate. I let people come on that I don't even know. Like, you see this right now. I've seen you in the chat many times, but I've never spoken with you. So I'll take the chance to say, you know what? Let me see if this person is cool. Regardless if they're cool or not, I still got much love, because that's what being real is about. That's what me loving myself is about, is to say, hey, you know what? I love myself so much that I'm comfortable with you being you, regardless who you are, whether you like me, whatever. And teaching people to say, okay, this is what a man acts like, who is secure in his manhood, who is exhibiting maturity, who is here to let people know, hey, man, nobody's perfect, but let's help each other get to that other place. There's an old saying in Judaism, good friend of mine, Jill, wonderful person. My sister is telling me we're all just walking each other home. And I love her for that dearly. I really do. Telling me that we're all just walking each other home, educating me. She's my elder, and I appreciate her so much. And appreciating her and others makes me feel good, because I love myself. I couldn't do that if I didn't love myself. And it lets me see that when other people exhibit certain behaviors, it's because they don't love themselves. And it's for me to let them know, hey, man, guy, girl, whichever, love yourself. Love yourself. Love thyself first. Respect yourself, because you can't respect nobody if you don't respect yourself. And the only way you can disrespect somebody is if you don't respect yourself. So when I see disrespect, it's like, oh, this person doesn't even respect themselves. That's why I've always told people, even when I used to allow profanity, I don't want the N word being said, because it's disrespect. I say, how would you feel if when women, if they call themselves the B word or the H
Right.
word?
It's also like, you don't want to get attention for those reasons either.
Exactly. Usually it's said that a man curses because he doesn't have any better words to say. He doesn't know how to express himself. Outcast Metal Child, what's up? He said, real talk. Always a pleasure, brother. Always, man. This is where it's at. It's us building together and getting to a better place. Now, the Human Origins book, it's going to shock people. I know people are going to be like, wait a minute, what are you saying? And I'm saying, look, all I'm doing is following the evidence. And this is where it's leading. And I know it's going to make a big splash. They go, oh, this and that, or what are you saying? And this is what the person who isn't thinking at the moment, what are you saying? No, I'm presenting evidence. So people don't know the difference. They've been so spellcasted over that they don't understand the difference between somebody presenting evidence as opposed to an opinion.
Also, to me, it's very interesting. I've always been extremely fascinated with words and how sound reading a word and saying the word are different. And I've never heard of any of this. I mean, I know what a cipher is, but to have this work here that you say you put together these secret words and
Mhm.
okay, very interesting. How do I get a copy of this?
It's on Amazon. All you got to do is type in "Secret Words" by Sidney Prince. Matter of fact, the link is in the description. So all you got to do is hit the
Okay.
link. It'll take you straight there. I have my authors page, so you'll see. And I
You
write
know,
in
because
genres.
like I'm not 100% on this, but I'm pretty sure the subconscious mind probably like it unravels and sees things differently than your conscious mind. So when you're consciously reading the word, if from what all I've seen so far is some of the phrasing, they are actually spelling other words. Like that would not discount that the subconscious picks up on that. And I also think that it's interesting that I don't think it would, because I'm not a huge believer in gematria. Like I don't have to really believe in it, but
Mhm.
I don't think that it would change that. I don't think it would what you're showing. I don't even think it would change the numerical value to the letters because they would still all be the same letters.
Mhm. Well, the without a doubt, you have a very good point that words read, thought of, spoken, all have an effect on the subconscious. The subconscious is like the bottom part of an iceberg. Well, it's even deeper. It's limitless, and we can be programmed through the subconscious. The subconscious can also notice certain things. So yes, definitely, I think with English and the anagrams, the fact that these words can be switched around to spell other phrases that are similar to it's similar to the phrase that it says in the beginning, like when I switched around and put elite hustlers in a deception, and it also spells US presidential elections, like this one here. So this is, a shocking phrase. The fact that people will look at this and be like, well, what are you trying to tell me? And that's why I color coded it on the bottom to say you can take every letter and match it together to see that nothing is left out, nothing is added. And that spells a phrase that is related to the top phrase. They can be interchanged. Elite hustlers in a deception. Every letter can be respelled the phrase the US presidential election, and vice versa, which is beyond any type of coincidence. And the more that we think about life, and that's in Secret Words, the morning spell is in Spellcaster, and the lesson spell. So lesson, like what is on? On is to illuminate, right? To turn on a switch and a light. So a less on is to less illuminate. And that's what they say in school. And a school is like a school of fish. And it gets really deep when you start to look into these. This is going to hit the subconscious, like you were saying, without us even knowing. The morning spell, the earn, and Job, and weekend, weekday, instead of the strong day or the strong end, empowering us. No, they have words like be less. When somebody says bless you, to be less you. And then if you look into the etymology of the word, it comes from like a bludgeon, to sprinkle blood on the altar. It's like a paganistic root that it goes back to, which, and nothing's wrong with paganism. And yeah, hopefully it'll come out in audio. I want to do the audio. I don't want to put it in the mechanical audio. So that's why it's been taking a while, because I have to read it out for ACX, and they got to approve it and all of that. So hopefully soon, that guy, hopefully. So when we look at words like Drew came on here a few streams ago. You can check the stream. It's a conversation with Drew. He's a guy that I've known him since like 2011. I mean, we met on Blog Talk Radio, actually. He had a show, really cool dude. And he was noticing things in words back then in a different way. He would say, hey, he goes, why would healing, why would it be called health? Why does it have that hell type of thing? Help, healthy,
Heal.
health. And he goes, if you look at the word healthy, he goes, it really should be heal thy. And I was like, wow, that is deep. Heal thy. And when I started to look into it, I said, hey, what about this word? Technological. So instead of technological, it sounds like take no logical. And when you look at some technological inventions, they are not, they're detrimental, like the microwave oven. People should, I don't think, in my opinion, you should, I mean, it's dangerous. I think it's like you're nuking the food, basically, in my opinion. So it's like, the person that discovered or, noticed it, the scientist, it said that a chocolate bar melted in his pocket, and that's how he knew it could affect food. And then, one thing led to another. If people had any like sense moralistically, and even just to say, you know what, maybe we shouldn't use this on food. Maybe it does something to the food. Now, there's said that there were experiments, people can repeat them. On YouTube, they have them where somebody watered a plant with microwaved water. They microwaved it, let it cool down, and then another one with regular water. And they said that the plant didn't survive with the microwaved water. It affected it. Now, I would think that this should be repeated. In my opinion, I'd say that that's what science is about. Empirical science is based on measurable, repeatable experiments. So you say, okay, this is showing to be a fact, and anybody else can repeat it. So across the continent in another country, hey, try this and see if this works. And that's how scientists work together to get results that are true. We know that there are factions that will pay to keep science going, even though you find stuff that's detrimental. And they say, well, you know what? We're going to throw more funding at it, like tobacco research. It's inconclusive. So you got all this research saying that it causes this, it causes that. You know what? Here's another $1 billion. All right, this is what we got, but we're still doing research. So it continues to go on, even though this thing is detrimental, or it's showing, okay, it's been detrimental to this point, but hey, you know what? We got more money to do more research. So it's still inconclusive. And that's really where kids and parents need to teach their kids, look, this is how stuff is done, and this is why we don't use these products. And it's hard if you send them to school. Like Drew homeschools, so his kids are ahead of the curve, man. I mean, this guy, he's an exemplary example for a father that's there for his children. He works 7 days a week. The guy provides what they need. And most of all is the homeschooling, eating properly. It's so important. And this is, I look at him as an example. Now, Spurgeezy, I don't know what's happening with him and the kids, the different baby mamas and all of that, the recovery from drugs. So, that's another thing too. Maybe he doesn't love himself. Maybe he needs to learn how to love himself. I hope he does. You see, that's the thing. Andrew Wilson, nagging, all the time. It's like, all he does, the fact that he was shown to be a hypocrite by that woman that came on the whatever podcast to say, wait, he demeans certain women, but yet he's married to a type of woman that he would demean on the show. And nothing against that woman. It's to say, maybe she should tell him something, but what does she do? She calls up on a show and starts to chastise the woman that put her husband in check, or her third husband or fourth, who knows what number he is. He tried to defend by saying, oh, well, he's the third guy. It's like, really? It's like, so you're telling me a woman with 3 kids from 3 different fathers only had 3 guys in her life? That doesn't make sense. She was probably, doing like smash bangs with the football team in high school, whatever. And again, it's nothing about her personally. It's about the behavior. And this is why I wrote books in another genre, and it's in the links or in the description, of this video and all videos. Which other books? The book that she might want to read is Nightmare on Sperm Street. This book up here, in the third book in this series, which I make sure I write in different genres and keep them separate to educate people. I say Nightmare on Sperm Street is to say, look, this is something that you want to avoid being. You want to avoid getting caught up in this loop. It's about saying, it's about warning people about how every time you're with somebody, a female, they retain the part of that in their body, these seminal fluids and other things. Spellcaster and secret words are based with language. It's more knowledge based. Sperm Street is based with knowledge too, but it's more on that on the relationship part. And I keep that separate because we already know relationships. I mean, a lot of people, it's a big field, and I don't think they mix right away. So that's why I keep them separate.
Okay.
I don't know if you had anything to say, but
I mean, I look at Andrew Wilson and I see a sellout. I see sellout behavior. I see his wife was on Fox News. He goes on the Fed Piers Morgan program. He's admitted that he uses leftist Marxist tactics. And he is a known liar and a grifter.
yeah. In our opinion, yeah, just to stay within the guidelines, in our opinion. But
well, some of the things he said, some of the things he's quoted saying, I think recently he was just quoted saying that Christianity and transhumanism are compatible. So it's like,
he might be he could be a plant or something to kind of I mean, he has a big following, and you know who pushes him too? Isn't that channel The Crucible pushes him?
I think that might be his channel. Okay,
so yeah, so he's with that. He was cool with that tomato girl who had come on my old channel, and so it's like, yeah. Outcast Metal Child says our subconscious is like a video and sound recorder. It picks up everything and will manifest in some way. Yes, deep into our reality. It's neither against us or on our side. It just is. Exactly, man. It's like a deep. It's like a pool without a bottom. It's like, yeah, it's like a space. Happened to read The Power of the Subconscious Mind. Pretty good book. Thanks, man. Thanks. I appreciate it. Alpha Engine Swaps. Rachel is a covert femme. That is the highest form of femme. I got to look into that. But yeah, this is when I see the whole Crucible, because I thought the Crucible was a different guy, or maybe he runs that channel with more than one person. The way how we have different people on here, but I look at it like a lot of these people that do podcasts on YouTube and stuff. It's really sad that you see a lot of them end up being grifters and stuff like that. And the fact that there's an underlying agenda is really messed up. And the only way to be able to see it is by thinking. And that's why American Zombie, we've said, when you think, zombies detect that. And now they want to eat the thoughts out of your mind. So they don't hear those thoughts. They want to be zombified. Like in a zombie movie, they want to eat the brains out of a person's head. In the living zombie apocalypse of reality, they want to eat the thoughts. So you become zombified. And like I said earlier in the show, AWM, the agree with me zombie. If somebody's a Trump supporter, they want you to agree with them, basically. If you agree with them, okay, cool. Now everything's cool. If they're a Dem, same thing. If they're not religious, or if they claim to not, the people that claim to be not religious are usually religious. Like atheism is a religion. It's a belief. They don't know for sure. So, and that's, to me, worse, because it's a person that's so in denial. It's saying, okay, you You believe that there's nothing. So that's a belief. You don't know for sure. And what is the basis for a religion? A belief that does what? Influences your behavior. That does what? Makes you seek a belonging. And we clearly see all three of those in atheism. A belief that changes the behavior and sparks a belonging to another group of atheists. And thinking like this allows us to discern and track things out, to say, oh, okay, where's the church? Well, it's the cathedral. The cathedral is the Museum of Natural History. I've said it before. The Pope is Charles Darwin. The Messiah is the missing link, man. Always coming. Only been 180 years. The High Priest, Richard Dawkins, Michio Kaku, Neil deGrasse Tyson. These are the cardinals and the bishops of the religion of evolution, which the followers are atheists. And this, I would say, in my opinion, is the most dangerous religion, because the people don't even know they've been duped. Stalin, Hitler, Lenin, Pol Pot, Mao Zedong, all of them base their stuff on. I think you have an echo. Yeah, there's kind of echo.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, so, you know, and when people say, oh, well, atheists, you know, it's only religious people, like monotheistic, well, that have done, you know, wars and stuff, well, or caused problems. Columbine, the kid had on his shirt, natural selection. I mean, if people look into that, it's brutal, man. It's brutal. It's really you know,
brutal. It's really
I don't know if you have yeah, because the mic, I muted it. Yeah, I guess yeah, he hopped off. So no, that's cool. But yeah, it's a good conversation. It was a good conversation that we were having. Let me see this right here. Just trying to fix it. Yeah, man, it's Alpha Engine says Andrew's trying to put men back in the matrix with religion, and it's a possibility. I mean, honestly, I don't think he's really I think he's preying on people that are religious, because they're in a state that they could be very vulnerable, and being vulnerable, it just you know, it says they're open to suggestion, and that also brings in the next step of, you know, now they can be implanted with some type of ideology that eventually programs them. So if we look at those steps, knowledge is power. It's the power to protect yourself against what you previously didn't know. Because somebody might say, knowledge is power. Oh yeah, knowledge is power. Okay, well, how do you use it? Well, it's the power to protect yourself from what you previously didn't know. Somebody might still not get that. You say, okay, let me explain it to you deeper. So if you didn't know somebody was trying to bait you into something, yeah, and that's cool, man. Always a pleasure. Thank you for sharing time too, bro. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I you know, we start to look and we say, okay, how is knowledge power? Well, if you know that somebody doesn't have your best interests at hand, now you have the power to protect yourself from them doing you any type of harm or any trouble, or like how I knew already with Spurgeezy when he came on, to keep him in strict parameters, no breaking the rules, stay within the guidelines. And if he goes beyond that, he must leave the stream, which is what happened, to say, okay, hey, thank you for coming on, but now it's time to say goodbye. I had to do the Mickey Mouse Club to him, you know, MIC, see you real soon, KY, you know, why? Because we love you. MOUSE, right? Mickey Mouse. It's like, bye. It's like, have a good one. And he tried to write a couple things in the chat saying stuff, baiting, you know, and I'm like, I ain't trying to take the bait, man. It's like, I'm comfortable with myself. When you're comfortable with yourself, it's hard for people who are what I would say possessed by some type of demonic force to to infect you, basically. And I'm glad he came on. I'm glad, you know, I mean, hey, I'm happy to have people come and even if they disagree, because that's what it's about. It's not being afraid. When you're comfortable with yourself, there's no fear. It's saying, hey, and you know your limits, and you know, okay, hey, I can handle this. It's like going into what? Oh, it gets too deep. Let me back out a little. That's cool. You know, it's all right. And I wonder, sometimes when people see that you're happy, they try to come and shake that happiness up because they're not happy. I've said it many times. I explained it to Jake. You can't fix yourself by breaking somebody else. You gotta find a different route. And this is the saying that people need to get through their head and realize you cannot fix yourself by breaking somebody else. So when somebody tries to break you or affect you, you already know they're broken. And they don't understand. They don't have the knowledge. See, if you have the knowledge, it gives you the power. They have the knowledge to know you can't fix yourself by breaking somebody else. Maybe they'll stop trying to break other people and concentrate on fixing themselves without breaking other people. They can't fix themselves that way. To say, okay, look, man, you're going to have to do some self-reflection, you know, calm your ego down, stop trying to hurt people's feelings or attacking. You know, so many people want to debate. Oh, look at the fake professor guy, Dave, and all of that. Oh, he wants to debate and how he crushes this guy. And that's so insecure. And the saddest part of it all is that he has kids. That's the saddest part. His kids might grow up like that. When I look at the guys that support that, who's the other atheist? Aaron Ra, who blatantly lied about Hitler and them, you know, not, you know, being evolutionists and stuff. When you can pull up the stuff where he's talking about it, saying that these people are lower than others because of basically evolution. That's his speeches. It's in my opinion, to stay within the guidelines. And this is something that a lot of people try to, oh, well, you're staying within YouTube. Well, yeah, you want to hear me talk and disseminate knowledge. What do you expect? It's like Jamal Green that comes on. He's a pilot. He stays within the rules of the airlines he works for. He says he can't talk about certain things, trails, whatever, the towers, no, nothing. Because he wants to keep being a pilot. But for some reason, people will get a YouTube channel and they'll try to not adhere to it as if, you know, it's like, hey, if you're getting a good, it's a privilege for me to be a radio host. That's the way I look at it. And I want to keep it within the parameters. If I feel to go beyond and say, okay, I'd like to say other stuff, well, I'll open a website if I feel. But till then, I'm happy with staying within the parameters so I can keep talking with people, entertaining, basically, and to stay within safety, because this isn't about giving any type of professional advice, to stay within the guidelines. But people know what I'm saying. They know exactly. They know that we live in a time of extreme censorship, and we just got to know how to talk. We have to say, okay, it's not that you have to get mad about censorship. It's that you got to get smart. So it either forces you to get smarter. What's that old saying? You either live and learn or you die a dope. My sister used to tell me that. And it's so true. It's a funny saying, but it's very true. You either live and learn or you die a dope. I'd rather live and learn and love. And once again, to let everybody know, love yourself, try to love people a little more, enjoy life. And I think Scribe might be streaming tomorrow night, but if not, I'll stream. I might try to do some day streams, but I notice night streams are a lot cooler. It's 1 a.m. here in New York City. You guys take care. We'll talk again soon and have a great night.